The following is a special presentation of the World Baseball Classic. Welcome to the World Baseball Classic. Mexico is the site. The so-called Pool D is Mexico, the host team, playing in Game 1 against Italy. No question coming into this, Italy comes in as an underdog, but they've got talent. This team from Mexico wants to show they're better than they've performed in the past. Where are we? Well, we are in a state here in Mexico that borders on the Pacific. It is Jalisco. Its capital is Guadalajara, and the stadium just outside of Guadalajara, Mexico. It'll be Puerto Rico, Italy, and Venezuela joining Mexico. Mexico's second time they have hosted. For Puerto Rico, they lost to the Dominican Republic in the 2013 WBC final. With Jose Mota, I'm Gary Thorne. Great to have you with us as we are set to bring you some baseball. We have been involved in all of the WBCs that have been in the past, and you and I love it.
We love everything about it, starting with the pageantry, like we have behind us right now. The colors, also the passion, the players, and the fans bring, but certainly too, and most important, the countries that are represented, but once in a while can provide you with a surprise here and there.
And these two teams in 2013 did just that, as Italy and Mexico met that year.
Italy, to me, has gotten better with each passing tournament, especially when they capitalize on mistakes. Big one here in 2013. Edgar Gonzalez, now the manager of Mexico, dropping that fly ball, and they go out there and they seal the deal. They have so much energy, so much passion, so much love. They love to blow those kisses, and certainly they know they're a much better team right now than they were back then.
All of the teams in the WBC look to draw on the Major League Baseball rosters and get as many players as they can. There was a big question for Mexico in that regard until yesterday.
Star power is here in alert for Mexico. Adrian Gonzalez, Gary, is here, and he was questionable because of the tennis elbow situation that affected him early in spring training with the Dodgers, but he is back. He is a powerhouse. He's the one who's going to provide the presence with the bats and also with the glove. No questioning his Major League credentials, but certainly he will have to do one more thing, is to be at Dodger Stadium, his home turf, carrying the flag and making Mexico a champion here in WBC play.
And to get there, you have got to go through the pools, and it starts right here in Game 1, Italy and Mexico. There'll be a full house on hand here at the ballpark tonight. Lots of excitement, the pageantry that was mentioned, and one of my first loves in music, the mariachi bands here in the county in which it started. Back here in Mexico with our World Baseball Classic. This is our 101 class, Jose, where we take a look at what's going on and what has happened. These are the pool locations, the first rounds being played in Seoul, Tokyo, Miami, and Jalisco, which is where we are. Moves on to Tokyo and San Diego, and the championship will be in Los Angeles. And then the all-important pitch counts.
Pitch counts are huge, of course, which means you want to start Game 1 with somebody who's going to be able to pound the zone, all because you got to go out there and mastermind how you're going to utilize your bullpen. Of course, you don't necessarily need to go, Gary, to your best arm immediately, only because, of course, you never know what's going to happen towards the end of the game. But you have to have somebody that's not afraid of contact, go out there and pitch to his strength, and go out there and establish a presence with their defense where you can actually go out there and save some innings.
Yep, and managers are very keen on that pitch count rule as to how they use their pitchers. Some of the ceremonies taking place here in Jalisco as the bands were on. All of the teams were recognized and the countries recognized with music and visuals on the big board. And you see the flags of the nations that are going to be involved here. The starting lineups were all introduced. Players on both sides obviously knowing many of the players on the other side very well. So there was a lot of chatter going on amidst the fireworks that took place here. Big crowd, been on hand for a long time. The music started about 5 o'clock, and they haven't stopped partying, waiting for the first pitch of this game.
And all around this beautiful town in Guadalajara and all the surroundings in the state of Jalisco, it's a lot of expectation. You know, they're waiting for this team to get back. Mexico had to play their way into this tournament again, but certainly they're very happy of the players that are representing them, Gary, considering that, you know, baseball's played year-round. They have a great summer league. They have a great league in the winter, very competitive. A lot of players, in fact, love their country so much in the environment and the pay that they decide not to pursue opportunities in the United States.
Yep, they love wearing the uniform with the name of their country on the front of it, and that's what brings so much, I think, excitement and energy to these players. Plus, competing against so many players. Yes, right there. That's what we're talking about.
Oliver.
They do that all the time. They'll point to the uniform, they point to the hat, they point to the name on the front. They love doing it, and especially for teams that are from places like Italy, dare we say the Netherlands, dare we say Israel. I mean, for them, it's a chance to show the world about baseball played in their country that many places around the world would never have known of if it hadn't been for the WBC.
And its growth that you and I have seen since 2006, and the stars that we saw back then for the local teams, well, subsequently some of them became Major League stars, all because they have the opportunity to compete at a higher level.
Ironically, Mexico's a visiting team here. Just that's the way it worked out for this first game, even though they're the host team. Let's take a look at the starting lineup we're going to see in this ball game as Mexico gets set to go. It will be Esteban Quiros in the leadoff role at second. It'll be Alex Verdugo in center field. Brandon Laird will start at third base. Adrian Gonzalez, their big star. You see his WBC numbers below. He will be at first base. Jafid Amador will start as a DH. Efrain Navarro will play in left field. Luis Cruz, the shortstop. Sebastian Elizide will be in right field. And Sebastian Valle will make the start as the catcher.
They have a very good opportunity here against Italy, and a guy that their manager, Marco Mazzieri, said he's starting because he's the best we have. Now for Maestri, Alessandro's a guy that will provide a fastball in the low 90s. He's got a 2 and a 4-seamer. He needs to establish right away, Gary, that he's going to be able to throw strikes, keep him in the game, and of course be able to implement some of the most important things here. Consistent release point, of course, because he has to have the finish to make sure the fastball is running, and of course the slider is well set up. Setting up the slider is important too, and you know, Mexicans are so used to hitting the breaking balls. Find a way to not just have them think slider, but move their feet, get him off the plate, even in good slider counts. His slider is his best pitch, and certainly for him, understanding the pace of the game, it's also very important.
Absolutely. Some interesting points, I think, early on to take a look at. As far as Mexico's concerned, their manager telling us before the game, as far as he's concerned, this is Game 7. He will do very aggressive things early in the game. Whatever he needs to do, including changes early, because he gets a setup he wants early in the ball game. Whatever he said it takes to take advantage of an opportunity, that's what we're going to do in this game. So we'll see how that plays out.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard in this tournament. Game 1 is Game 7, but why not have that attitude?
Yeah. Quiros will lead it off as we get underway here in WBC play here in Mexico. First pitch of this pool play will be taken outside for a ball. As Dan Bellino from the Major League Baseball is a home plate umpire. He's been doing it since 2011. Doug Eddings at first, the crew chief since '99 at Major League Baseball. Santos Castillo from the Dominican Republic at second base, and Winfred Berkvins, a Dutch umpire, will be working at third. Showed bunt, draws Liddy, the third baseman, in a little bit. We'll see whether or not he meant that. This is an artificial turf, by the way.
Keep in mind.
Yeah, and it's a little rocky at some points in the infield. I don't mean rocks, but I mean there are some little hills and juts where a ball may skip a little bit in a way you wouldn't expect. Quiros will take the pitch up high in the off-speed delivery, looking to get ahead on the count. And if you can go, getting ahead early in the game makes such a difference for the managers as to how they can manage what they do with their pitchers, how they rotate players in and out. Early leads in a ball game always matter, but especially in the WBC. That one high and away, a little trouble early finding the strike zone.
Of course, a little jittery at times, Alessandro Maestri could be, but he's an experienced pitcher under these conditions. One of the best things that he can do is go out there and breathe, as their manager Marco Mazzieri told us.
Yep, just try and settle in, and you have to do it early. Kittos will take that one down the line in left field. That one's hit pretty good over near the stands. And goodbye, home run. What a way to start the game. Kittos puts one right to the foul pole in left field. They said the ball would carry here, and the very first batter's got a dinger.
Well, that's the value of getting ahead in the count. What a great approach by Esteban Quiroz. He's way ahead of that count, but he still takes the approach that has made him a standard player here in Mexico for years. Stayed through the middle and the other way, and he got some good carry on that one right into that corner.
What a way to start at WBC. So an early 1-0 lead here for Mexico as they get off with a long ball.
You talk about tracking the movement of a pitch. As that ball's tailing away, so is the barrel adjusting at that level by Quiroz.
That one is going to come to the mound. It'll be a race to get there. And Maestri will play it. Verdugo is retired on a ground ball back to the mound to comebacker. First baseman that time, Colabello, was moving in, so he wasn't going to be able to get back to the bag if the pitcher can't get over there and make the play on him.
That's another thing about this tournament. Remember, these teams had a couple of days to work out. You know, spring training is happening right now for the major league teams. You see so much time spent to those backfields on what? Pitchers, fielding, practice. So familiarity, it plays a huge role here on the responsibilities on the defensive side for anybody.
Both managers telling us before the game the little things make such a difference. You have very little wiggle room. This isn't a season. This isn't where you got 181 games left to go after this one. You generally in these pool play, which is round robin, if you win 2, you've got to be in pretty good shape. A pretty good chance to move on. But you got to get that done in a hurry. And if you can win that first one, it takes some of the heat off for the games, the second game that will follow. Pitch will be taken up high for a ball. Here is Brandon Laird. Laird getting the start at third base, his first World Baseball Classic. Played in Japan during the regular season last year. Hit .263, had 97 RBIs and 39 home runs. Playing in Japan, he was a regular with 143 games under his belt.
A couple of days ago, hit a long home run in exhibition play against the Padres. And he was telling me today, you know, I understand how they pitch here in this type of tournament. There's a lot of urgency, so he's ready to see a lot of breaking balls.
Laird will go after one, foul it back upstairs and onto the overhanging roof. Well, 1 strike count. Laird has had major league experience, 53 games, Yankees, Astros, 2011 through 2013. He didn't get a lot of playing time in those games at the major league level. And the pitch will be in the dirt, scooped up. A little trouble early on. He's not moving the ball in the strike zone the way he would like to, and that may have been one of the reasons. Niqueto's got that fat pitch away that he was able to drive to the opposite field. Outfield pretty much straight away. Not much of a breeze will be blowing here tonight, but the ball does carry. On the hop to short, Skady will make the play, and Laird is retired.
Good looking player at shortstop for Italy, Gavin Cecchini. That's property. He told me he was so excited, first of all, to represent, but mainly he got to play a lot of games before he came here for the Mets team.
Yeah. Mexico comes in 6-9 in the previous World Baseball Classics. In the second round in the first 2 WBC tournaments, and then they were eliminated in 2013. Italy being the team that did that to them in the first round. Here is Gonzalez, and are they ever happy, obviously, to have him in the lineup? I mean, you were looking at one of the game's best.
This man right here is the face of this entire tournament for Mexico, and the entire venue, I must say.
They put the major league shift on against him in the infield, playing into pull, off-speed delivery. It's going to be fouled away. Wasn't sure with a bad elbow, tennis elbow. He said before the game when we were talking with him that it really all it needed was rest. He said, I wasn't doing treatments or anything on it. It just had to have some time to feel better. He said, I was, as you said, Jose, he said he was going to play no matter what. But he had been resting that elbow, and he says he's 100%. Slow roller. Colabello will move on, make the play at first base, and that will do it. But Mexico jumps out. They get a run on a hit, no errors, nobody left on base. Kittos leading off, the second baseman takes one the other way and got just enough of it to give Mexico the early 1-0 lead. Back here at the ballpark filled with fans here in Mexico, some 15,000 expected to be on hand, and Italy the home team for this game. Brandon Nimmo will make the start in center field. It'll be John Andreoli in right. Daniel Descalso at second base. Rob Segedin will be in left field. Francisco Cervelli will get the start behind the plate. Ready to go early on here. And the pitch by Gallardo. Nimmo will take that one, and it is in there for a strike. We'll finish up the lineup here as we roll along. Get a look at a veteran pitcher, 31-year-old right-hander on the mound with a lot of major league experience. Works out of the almost set position rather than working out of the full windup. Jammed him right back to the mound. Nimmo is retired on the comebacker. 1 away.
As you talk about interesting setup, more and more we are witnessing this around Major League Baseball. You think the pitcher is throwing from the stretch, but Gary, they're trying to find a way to get guys more with the rubber, more balance. Yovani Gallardo, a veteran pitcher that is now trying that type of setup.
And it has been pretty successful for him. See the 2016 with the Orioles, not with the Orioles anymore, traded to Seattle in the offseason for Gallardo. John Andreoli at the plate will bring the third baseman in even with the bag Laird. That ball drilled in the air to right center field. Big outfield area. That's going to hit off the base of the wall or over. Goodbye home run. How about that? John Andreoli gets one. And that's a long fly ball into the power alley in right center field and ties the ball game up at 1 apiece.
That's going to immediately take a weight off of the shoulders of Italy. And of course their pitcher Maestri, who gave up the home run to Mexico in that first inning. We were told the ball was going to carry here. No better example to see opposite field power from the left side, and now right center field Andreoli. Outstanding extension, full body, nice backside all the way through with those hips to let it fly.
He is not a home run hitter. He has just 8 home runs in 425 minor league games.
He's a home run hitter.
He's a home run hitter now.
Here now.
He got the blast to tie the ball game up at 1 apiece.
Very unforgiving ballpark, and of course the thin air.
Daniel Descalso, and Descalso will take the pitch. It'll just miss away. That's the kind of pitch right there that Gallardo relies on getting a call on. Gallardo likes to work in, out, up, down. He's not an overpowering pitcher, so he needs to get those strikes that are close and could go either way. And he wants those calls on the corners, particularly against the left-handers. That one's right where he wanted to put it, and he will get the call there on Descalso.
And for that, is it very important on how Sebastian Valle, his catcher, presents those pitches to home plate umpire Dan Bellino, because as you mentioned, Gallardo needs to live off those margins.
They play this left-handed hitter a bit towards left field, the opposite way. He'll go away that time, trying to get him to chase it can. Descalso came off of last season as a free agent. This is his first WBC appearance with Colorado. He played in 99 games last year at $264 and signed a 1-year, $1.5 million deal with the Diamondbacks in February. Descalso at the plate and thought about it. It was a strike, probably went around anyway, and Gallardo gets a K.
That was a pitch, and of course the one side of command that he needs. Right on the corner, great job by Valle. Good late movement. And here's a nice release. That ball four-seam carries and really explodes on that glove.
Right where he wanted it. So Gallardo's got 2 down, nobody on here in the first inning. That'll bring Segedin up to the plate from the Dodgers. At 233 last year, a couple of home runs, 12 RBIs in his major league games.
Rob Segedin can hit them all at long ways, and this should be a very favorable place for him, line to line.
He's got 2 cheering sections going. He's got family members who are here, and he's got a group in Sicily with a family background that are watching and cheering over there. He grounds out, but Andreoli delivers the home run with 1 away here in the first inning. So each team able to get the long ball in the first, and as we said, we're probably going to see a few of those home runs if these pitchers can't keep the ball on the ground after one, tied 1 apiece. Welcome all of you watching, joining us on the Major League Baseball Network as we are here in Mexico. First game in this Pool D. Mexico taking on Italy. Top of the second inning. Ball game tied at 1-1 as we had 2 home runs in the first inning. Esteban Quiros hit one for Mexico, and that was answered in the first inning by John Andrioli, the right fielder for Italy. So the ball game tied at 1 apiece. And that one right off the fist by Amador. He's the DH in the ball game. Descalso makes the play at second base. 2 fine managers in this game.
Very passionate about his ball club. Marco Mazzieri, himself a star. Back in Italy as a player, he's been involved in competing and managing for many years at many levels. And of course, Edgar Gonzalez, a former player for Team Mexico, former major leaguer, who has, of course, to carry the weight of that flag here in Mexico, and he's looking forward to it.
Yep, couldn't wait to get this ball game going. Gary Thorne, Jose Mota with you here in the first game. Packed house on hand. Jalisco is the state, and Guadalajara the city. And this ballpark, located just a little bit outside of the city, holds about 15,000. And they have packed them in for this game, originally built for the Pan Am Games as a track and field facility, then turned into a ballpark, and they have a winter ball played here in this yard, so they've got a home team.
Absolutely beautiful venue, great surroundings, the whole city of Guadalajara buzzing with baseball, World Baseball Classic, star power, and many, many coming over to this venue, starting with their own, Adrian Gonzalez.
Yep. Navarro will take that one for a strike. Ever Navarro making the start in left field for Mexico. Gonzalez looking on. He is an intense individual, but very calm in his attitude, but he misses nothing. That one's going to be foul tipped for the strike.
It's interesting when he's discussing details and little things. You know, little things we immediately think about, stealing bases or bunting or moving guys over. He goes, to him, little things are your lead at first base, the bang bang play, applying a tag, things that really at the very end in a tournament with this type of setting are very meaningful.
Always mistakes matter, but when you don't have much room in a tournament like this, they really show up. Ground ball to Descalso, and there are 2 down. Let's take a look defensively. You got second in Nimmo, Andrioli in the outfield, Liddy. Chiquita, Descalso, Colabello, a lot of names familiar. Francisco Cervelli, one of those, working behind the plate, major league experience. Drew Butera, the designated hitter used throughout the DH, is used in the World Baseball Classic. 2 down, nobody on. Luis Cruz up. Cruz making the start at shortstop for Mexico. Outfield after those 2 home runs. I think outfielders have moved back on both teams about 3 steps from where they were playing to start the game.
And the reaction immediately when one swing is going back.
Yeah, I think they, you know, the outfield's got a lot of room here, but usually outfielders are a bit concerned about balls that are going to get over their heads more than the ones that will fall in front of them. That's not universally true.
And as you can see, Gary, the corners are a little tricky. The caroms, there's many angles all around this ballpark in foul territory and in the gaps, where guys really have to do a good job.
I love that. It's almost like a wave in left field where the wall goes out, across, and then kind of waves back into the power alley. That one down to third base. It'll be a long throw. Liddy's got it, rights himself, and makes the perfect throw. 3 ground ball outs. So Maestri able to retire the side in order. We'll be going to the bottom half of the second inning. We'll get to see Francisco Cervelli lead it off when we come back. Beautiful night to play a baseball game. Temperatures today were up in the mid 80s, and down tonight low 60s. That'll be a foul ball. Francisco Cervelli leading it off. Name familiar to Major League fans with the Pittsburgh Pirates. His second World Baseball Classic. He last year with the Pirates. 101 games at .264 homer, 33 RBIs. He's played 481 career Major League Baseball games. Home plate umpire looking over to the stands. Not sure why, but Dan Bellino wanted to get some housekeeping taken care of over there. There'll be Major League umpires and international umpires involved in all of these WBC games.
So we have Dan Bellino behind the plate, U.S. Doug Eddings, U.S. Santos Castillo out of the Dominican Republic at second base. And Winfield Berkmans, Netherlands, at third base.
He will take the pitch on the inside. Just missed. Gallardo clearly working on those corners. This 31-year-old right-hander who picked up a strikeout in the first inning. Set up way outside, and they go to the outside corner. Pitch is going to miss down low. Cervelli's got some power, especially in the ballpark like this. Gets a hollow one, puts it up in the air. Got a real chance, as we've seen already, putting the ball out of here.
It takes that mentality of a catcher into his at-bats. That's why he's made himself a pretty decent hitter in the big leagues.
That'll be played by Laird at third base. Over to Gonzalez at first, and Francisco Cervelli is retired. One down.
Giovanni Gallardo, of course, well known all around the big leagues. 2-4 seamer, fastball, slider, curveball, and change. But he needs to maintain that straight path towards the plate. At times, he will go way over towards the first base side and expose that elbow, the arm, of course, the baseball. Command one side, and he's trying to find that. We saw it so well against the lefty in that strike. And set the tone. It's all about Mexico pitching so far. All we hear is Mexico has the advantage because of the pitching. He is the one, Gary, that needs to go out there and set it tonight.
They're worried about their offense, Mexico is. They've got a number of pitchers who have had time at the major league level, but can they produce the runs? That was their concern coming in. Italy feels as though they've got an offense that'll produce some runs, but a little more concerned about whether or not they've got enough pitching. You kind of come from two different angles on this one. Chris Colabello. Colabello making the start at first base. Colabello is also major league player. Cleveland Indians, minor league deal with them now. He's appearing in his second WBC tournament. Talk about the connections these players have with the country they're playing for. All four of Colabello's grandparents and his mother were born in Italy. May have been fooled a little bit on the heat that came off that pitch. Couldn't get around on it.
Got himself looking off speed, and all of a sudden that ball was right on him. And that's what Gallardo will do when he stays on that straight path right there. Just did not see the ball very well.
Talk about keeping a hitter off balance. That's pretty good video of what happens, what it looks like. They play him straight up the middle. Quiroz, the second baseman, is almost playing behind second base. Colabello waiting on it, and another heater that's going to come inside, and that will just miss.
Because look at the importance. He saw it one time. He saw the window arm slot, and this time says, I saw a little bit better. And he lays off a very good pitch on the other half. It would have jammed him had he swung.
Yep. 3-1 strikeout with one down here in the second inning. Our first game here in the Mexico pool. He just got to bring some heat. Says you couldn't hit the first one. Here are two more. Try and hit these.
Love that swing. Why not? Colabello, a proven commodity in this tournament. Outstanding back in 2013. And happy to be back in baseball. In fact, he had got enough to a very good start with the Indians in camp.
Yep.
Got plenty of at-bats.
Colabello now with a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Gallardo's delivery to it, and a swing and a miss. Boy, Gallardo really worked him.
Yes, he did.
Gets his second strikeout.
And I'll tell you what I like the most. Gallardo did not shy away from his fastball. You could see the catcher body moving from one side to the other. Let's find something here. He goes back outside, and a nice two-seam fastball dropping with a big swing, big man, long arms. Not able to see the ball well.
That'll bring Alex Liddy to the plate, making the start at third base. 2 down and nobody on. Gallardo's delivery to him. Liddy will ground that one to short. Cruz is there. Makes the easy play on it. And after the home run by each team in the first inning, both pitchers come back and retire the side in order in the second. We have completed 2 here in Mexico. Great to have you with us for coverage of the WBC. Busswood tied at 1-1. Back here in Mexico, Sebastián Elizalde is at the plate, batting in the number 8 spot. He is playing in right field, and again, and Molino, the home plate umpire, looking down that third baseline. I don't quite know what that is. I don't think they're playing the music while the pitcher's getting ready to deliver.
Don't see a light either.
No, I don't see any lights or anything there, but whatever it is, maybe right there. He's gone there twice. That's hit hard. That'll be a foul ball up into the seats. There's a story here we want to get to early regarding Italy and their manager. Michael Mastieri is going to be retiring. We had a chance to talk with him today before the game. He's a very emotional guy. In fact, almost started crying at a press conference where he was asked about his retirement. He has known a lot of these players over the years for a long, long time. And this tournament really matters to him. He's not happy with the baseball advances in Italy. He says the federation in Italy has not done enough. He thinks the teams that have played in the WBC provided an opportunity for baseball to grow in Italy, and the federation there has not taken advantage of it. And he said, I'm going to hear about that back home, and he will. And he also said today, I don't like the fact Major League Baseball teams are so reluctant to let their players go. The WBC would be helped enormously if the teams would cooperate and let players who want to come to the WBC come. And he was very forward on both of those matters. That ground ball is going to go to short. And off the bag, and he is on. Delabello got pulled off the bag. So it should have been an easy out. Is instead probably going to be called an error in the throw. Elizalde is able to get on to lead off third inning.
Well, there's something that has happened to Cecchini. 33 errors in the minor leagues, and all about the arm issues. Good effort there by Colabello coming off the bag on what appeared to be a routine play, but you know, give it to Alessandro Maestri. He is throwing one ground ball after the other after the home run. That was the 7th consecutive ground ball he's thrown.
Yep. And in this ballpark, that'll keep you out of trouble if you can do that. He gave up the home run to the leadoff batter, Quiros, but nothing since. So the leadoff man on here will bring Valley to the plate. He's doing the catching. Runner goes, and that's going to be fouled away, and there it is.
As Edgar Gonzalez told us, I'm going to be aggressive early. And of course, he wants to put pressure on a team that is not as experienced, does not have as many names of guys that play together like Italy. And he understands what happened last time Italy faced him and the surprise the Italians provided against them.
Yep. They do not have a lot of speed on this team, he said, but that doesn't mean we can't be aggressive. He says being aggressive isn't just about stealing bases. And you saw it right there. Timeout had been asked for at first base. Maestri started to make a throw over. That's why there's no balk. The timeout had already been called over there.
And I like the play by Gonzalez in implementing the hit and run. Number one, because on this turf, it's much easier for a ground ball to get through as you're looking for your hitter to put the ball and play on the ground. Maestri's throwing strikes. And of course, you want to be able to build off of, not just continue to count on the ball carrying out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So back to it. Not a big lead at first base. Not running this time. And there's one whacked. He got way around on that one and fouls it out of the ballpark.
That might land in the Cathedral.
It's a broken windshield.
That's way out of here.
Or downtown Guadalajara.
Centro Turístico.
Centro Turístico. What a beautiful area this is here. There's a lot of water in the area with lakes, rivers, some mountains that surround the Guadalajara area. It's really a gorgeous facility, and the Mexican government, the state government, and the people in the area have just done a tremendous job getting ready for this WBC. They're proud to have it here. They do everything they can to help you to enjoy it, not just to get ready for the game, but to enjoy what you're doing when you're around the town. Could not be nicer. I mean, it's been early on here, but it's been wonderful.
And let me tell you, through the years, you can see the advancements they've made in their facilities, not only for winter ball, but all throughout the summer league. They take a lot of pride in representing well.
Yep.
Whenever Mexico mounts events like this, they are successful, they sell out, and when they mount the Caribbean Series, it sells out.
Yeah.
Well organized.
Yep. They do love their baseball. Runner at first, not going again. Off-speed delivery. Boy, did he not give that one away, and he had Valley way out in front of it for the first out here in the third.
Alessandro Maestri, 2013 WBC, 7 innings in the third, 1 run, and I think right after got the jitters out that first home run, first batter, we see why he is picked to throw game number 1.
Yep.
And big surprise is going to his changeup more often than he's going to his slider.
A lot of off-speed deliveries here through the first 2 and the third innings. Here's the leadoff batter, Esteban Quiros. Throw over to first, back in. Quiros delivered the home run, leading off the ball game right down the left field line. He had 15 homers in the Mexican League last year in 97 games. 15 homers, 63 RBIs.
Yeah, don't let that size fool you.
No. 25-year-old out of Sonora, Mexico. And you see what's happened already here with the aggressiveness that Mexico has shown. The throws over to first base are in a situation where normally you wouldn't be throwing over, because this is not a base steal. But you're trying to keep a double play in order. You're trying to hold him close to the bag because you now realize Mexico's going to be aggressive, and they may send him running to try and do a hit and run.
Keep in mind, they have an outstanding coaching staff, well experienced. They have from hitting coaches playing the big leagues, bench coaches that are manager of the minor leagues and playing the big leagues. So they have a great balance of understanding and teaching the game and implementing strategy ideally.
Yep, they do. All of these teams, if you look around WBC coaching staffs, they are loaded with outstanding coaches with a lot of experience. And that's what helps put these teams together so quickly and get things done in a hurry, because you've got guys who know what they're doing and how to do that.
Frank Coladonado, hitting coach. Sal Butera with the son Drew Butera on the team.
That one's going to miss up high. Maestri not wanting to go up there. Quiros taking it, and 1-1 ball game with each team 1 hit so far, the home run. Both these managers will be up around that top step or leaning on the railing in these games. That's the way they both are. Another throw over. He's extended the lead about as far as you can. He's going back in on the belly and having to make the touch with his hands.
And now you're Gavin Cicchini. You want to be involved in the next play. You don't want the mistake to cost you ball club. You want the ball and get that ground ball out of there.
Runner not going. Off-speed delivery. They thought they had the strike on that. Do not get the call. A little low and or a little bit outside, and a 2-ball 1-strike count with 1 away. A lot of checking down at third base for the Signs.
There's all that movement that we've seen all throughout the night so far. And the pitch is made by Maestri. Really has not missed that often out over the plate.
2-ball 1-strike delivery. Runner stays, hit hard, fair ball, hits the umpire, no. Got by, went right between his legs, making the turn. Eliade at third base. Relay throw will come in. They're going to go to third. They got a shot there. There'll be an out, but there'll be an RBI. So Quiros delivers a double, trying to extend it. He is thrown out on the relay from Descalso, but he does pick up his second ribby, and Mexico goes back on top 2-1.
It's a great reaction now for Esteban Quiros, who hit the long home run opposite field to lead off the game. Now he turns on his fastball, and the ball was cutting in, and exactly where Cervelli was setting, just off the plate. He's got enough quick hands to keep that ball fair and keep that barrel exactly on that plane. We know it's going to be a little tricky corner. We can see how deep it gets. You're waiting for the camera. It doesn't come to you, but Daniel Descalso showing the ability that he has as an alert defender.
So they do record the out, but not before that run scored. So the error allowing the leadoff man to reach here in the inning. Elizalde, who comes across the plate with the second run from Mexico, and they've got a 2-1 lead. What a start Quiros is having. 2 at-bats, a home run, a double, and 2 RBIs.
Line to line.
Yeah. Verdugo, Alex Verdugo, grounded out his first time up. Verdugo with the outfield shaded to left on him. That one's going to skip by everybody and go all the way to the backstop. And a 1-ball 1-strike count on him.
Look who's there, our good friend Nick Leyva.
Yep. Like both veteran coaches. He's talking about not trying to do too much there.
Always a little teaching.
Always a little teaching.
Hey, perhaps we'll take you at second base right now.
Just a reminder, the situation might arise again. That's hit hard, and that one is going to go foul. Oh, 1 ball, 2 strike count.
And the all so important in this tournament, the amount of pitches. 43 right now for Maestri, who made 15 in that first inning and only 12 in that second inning.
Starters don't stay in very long. And that's going to be a base hit the other way. Alex Verdugo on. And it's played back in by Seguin. A hard single. You can see why the outfield had moved that way. So he takes that pitch right through the hole, short third.
From one Dodger to another.
Yep.
Verdugo to Seguin. Again, fastball tailing away, out over the plate. See a couple of good left-handed hitters just utilize that part of the field.
And we will get our first visit to the mound here on a check-in just to see how he is.
Brian Sweeney.
Yeah, maybe a defensive discussion more than a pitching discussion going on here.
That's the experience we're talking about with the coaching staff for Italy.
Sweeney, coach in the South Atlantic League, a manager there. Going to be in his second season, acting as the pitching coach here. There you see those all-important pitch count limitations.
65 for this round. And they will increase as the rounds go by.
Mexico 3 hits on the board. Get around on that one. It fouls it off. Brandon Laird, who grounded out his first time up. There's an adage in baseball that many managers and pitchers coaches go by. The opposing team will tell you when you are done on the mound.
That's when you say forget the pitch count.
Forget the pitch
Swings, barreling,
Yes.
late swings and misses.
Maestri right now is seeing some pretty good shots, foul balls in that last base hit. That one up high did not go around on it. Brandon Laird able to hold up on it.
Getting back to the pitch counts. What a masterful job today by Carlos Martinez for the Dominican Republic in their win over Canada. 53 pitches through 4 innings.
It was a loaded team. The Dominican. Ball popped way up in the air, second base. And look out. Descalso makes the catch. In reality, the right fielder was coming and looked as though he was trying to call off his second baseman, but it didn't happen. Fortunately, though, they were able to put the ball away and record the out. So a run scores on a couple of hits and an error. And fortunately, the inning ends without a fumble. A 2-1 ball game as Italy comes to the plate. Mexico on top here. Italy the home team for this game. And here is Butera. He is the designated hitter. That one will be fouled away. The other two teams in this pool, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, they will have their first action here in Mexico tomorrow. And then there will be double games for 2 days.
These rosters are star-studded.
Yep. A lot of recognizable names around baseball you'll see. Down the line, headed towards the seats. And that will be a foul ball. Butera is the designated hitter for Italy in this game.
Special moment for him as his father, Sal Butera, is Italy's first base coach.
Long-time friendship with the family and the manager. Father, son. The manager here of Italy. 0-2 the count. Pretty much straight up D on Butera. And the pitch will be taken up high. Drew Butera with the Kansas City Royals. Great arm, great defensive player behind the plate.
And really, he says he is starting to learn more about hitting. And there's a power papa right there, number 11, coaching first base.
How great is that? Pitch will be taken away. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ronnie Gallardo on the mound.
Both the son and the father have championship rings.
Yeah. Butera, former catcher. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way, and a pretty good heater and well located. It'll be the third strikeout for Gallardo.
Well, Giovanni Gallardo, no stranger to going out there and competing. This guy has 108 wins. Throw the fastball right by Drew Butera, who was limited to some at-bats in spring training due to an injury. But those 108 wins for Giovanni Gallardo, third most by a Mexican pitcher, of course. Numero uno, Fernando Valenzuela.
Who's here?
And he's in that dugout.
In uniform.
Oh, yes.
Ground ball down to third. Laird is playing even with the bag on Cicchini. Quick out on that first pitch ground ball. 2 down here in the third inning. Gallardo says thank you very much. I watched Gallardo last year with the Orioles, and he's lost some weight. I mean, he's really lost some weight. He was not overweight, but he slimmed down even more for this baseball season. He looks like he's really got some muscle going and eliminated some of the fat.
And like we've heard some of these managers all the way from Puerto Rico and Venezuela and of course Mexico and Italy. These guys started training early because they committed to this.
Yeah, as one manager said, they've been waiting 4 years. They've been preparing for 4 years. I think that's a valid point. A lot of arguments are made about, well, the WBC pitchers with a chance to get hurt, they're throwing too hard too early. I don't believe that. Well, as these managers said, they know they're going to be here, so they've worked themselves up to where they need to be in order to pitch in the WBC. I think that's fair. Nimmo, the leadoff batter, grounded out his first time up. Check swing. That's going to be fouled back. He didn't intend to do that.
Yeah, and also on the technical issue, it's not like you decide. You show up in spring training and say, okay, I'm going to play for my country. I mean, these rosters are decided all through the years. You have general managers, managers calling players. You have players calling players.
Yep.
So, yes, you have to commit early. And a lot of these players all throughout the venues in pools played winter ball in preparation for the WBC.
Nimmo will take the pitch outside. Gallardo trying to get him to bunt, couldn't do it. Only 23 years old, out of Cheyenne, Wyoming, where he lives right now. Made his debut in the major leagues with the Mets in June. And in 32 games, home runs, 6 RBIs, hit .274, limited at bats. Gallardo's pitch to him came back inside. Gallardo's really moving it around. He's getting the corners he wants. And 2-ball, 2-strike count.
As a veteran pitcher, is trying to find which flow, which part of home plate is going to be working better for him, but not staying away from the fastball. Averaged just under 90 miles an hour last year when he had the bicep tendonitis issue. It kept him away from the mound for about 10 starts.
2-2 delivery will be taken down low. So Nimmo works the count. Full. Some great numbers in the minor leagues for him. He had 352. AAA. 11 homers, 61 RBIs. Those are big numbers. Big on-base percentage guy. He will foul that one off, keep the at-bat alive. That one hurt him a little bit. Right straight down towards the foot, so he's going to take a little walk around the home plate area.
A couple times now that Gallardo has tied him up. Tied him up with a fastball in the first at-bat when he grounded out right to the pitcher. And now here's got a young hitter guessing which way.
Those aren't bad numbers, Jose. Pacific Coast League, where there's a lot of offense. He was right at the top. AAA on-base percentage 2016.
That's a well-balanced offensive player.
Yeah.
You know, the on-base is not coming only from the hits, his ability to go out there and draw a walk.
Nimmo waiting again on the 3-2 from Gallardo. A little chopper hit right out in front of the plate. Gallardo will field it himself and tag him on the way by. Another solid inning. It's the home run to the second batter. Gallardo has not allowed a base runner. It remains Mexico 2 and Italy 1. And they're off. Gonzalez at the plate and grounded out his first time up. Mexico batting here in the fourth inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Mexico. Italy a run on a hit and 1 error. Gonzalez, Amador, and Navarro will be due up. Pitch will be taken away. Maestro, the starter for Italy. No walks, 1 strikeout. and has given up the RBIs to the leadoff batter Kittos. And now it's the start of decision-making time regarding pitching for both managers, who have to be thinking ahead now.
You know, Maestri stands at 48 pitches. That's number 49.
It's tough. In a close game, you're probably going to let your starter continue to stay in if he's efficient, getting things done. Thing you want to do, if you got your number one pitcher out there and you get an early lead, you like to get him out of there before he reaches that maximum pitch count, so he doesn't have to have as many days off. And you get to use him again. But boy, that's tough. Those are tough decisions to make, because everybody knows a ball game can look like one thing in the middle, and then when you get towards the end, who knows? So we'll see our first warm-up action. De Silva warming up in the bullpen for Italy. 3-ball, 1-strike delivery on the way. Wow, into the seats.
Well, two best pitches he's made, in my opinion, came to Adrian Gonzalez. Look at this. A lot of that slider, of course. Timing is an issue for Gonzalez. Run out the other bat, and then Gonzalez looking away. Let me stay back a little bit more, and he ties him up. So great job there by Maestri, bouncing back in the first inning after a home run. And he has been a ground ball machine. Only one flyout so far.
Ground ball again into the shift. That's the shortstop. Skinny will make the play. Gonzalez is retired, so he's grounded out twice. This one leading off the fourth inning.
That's a great job by the young man, setting his feet much better squared up with his shoulders to make an efficient throw. And Gonzalez once again fooled on the guessing game with Maestri.
Well, we're going to get another visit to the mound here. Second time out. And again, whether it's the manager this time, do they want De Silva right now? They do. So Maestri's going to come out of the game. And again, this may have more to do with the rules than it does on whether he's effective or not.
It does. One thing is Mazzieri is keeping this very loose, because everybody in that mound is having a good time somehow.
Yep. So we'll get our first pitching change as De Silva will be coming on for Italy with one away here in the fourth inning. Diego De Silva on the mound in relief for Italy. And his first pitch will be at the knees for a strike to Amador, who grounded out his first time up.
Thiago Da Silva, who is Brazilian born, is one of those guys that manager Marco Mazzieri knows he can go to. And a veteran, of course, of this Mexican league, understanding the conditions and a lot of these hitters he's faced in the past.
He was named the Mexican League Reliever of the Year back in 2014 when he made 29 saves. This past year had a 2.66 ERA. In 61 innings that he worked. A couple of teams. He was traded mid-season. Amador at the plate, and the inside-out swing will take it down the line.
Gary, how about when I try today to pin Mazzieri on who might be the next pitcher? And he told me, hey, timeout. But here's what we have. Officially, Maestri ends after 52 pitches, which means, of course, Gary, the rule says he must rest 4 days.
Yep. So that pretty much uses him up, doesn't it? That's a tough one. He went 3 in the third innings, gave up a couple of runs, including the home run to Kittos, leading off the ball game. Another one that's going to be pushed foul.
I try to get it out of him for you.
You
I
did.
said, okay, so if you have the perfect scenario, Marco, Maestri goes forward. Do you have another starter set up, or are you going to go with the relievers?
Yes.
He said, Jose, timeout, timeout. I'm not going to tell you that.
I said, you have that in mind, right? He said, yes, I have that in mind.
I was going to say.
That's right where he kept it.
I was going to say, it's De Silva, right? And here it is.
That ball he got around onto left field. That's deep. Seconded, looking back, and goodbye, home run. Amador delivers the long ball. And a 3-1 lead for host Mexico.
Vince Amador, the big body, no stranger to success around these confines. He is a strong man that he can carry and leverage a swing on the outspeed, especially just like that. Two-hand finish, landing right on time and getting full extension. The reason why manager Edwin Gonzalez wants that balance of guys have played in this league for a while.
6'4", 310-pounder, and he used all of it.
Yes, he did.
In ladling that one. So not an entirely successful welcome for De Silva as the first batter he faces hits a home run. Of course, that's exactly what happened to Maestro, the starter. First batter he faced in the ball game at a home run. 2 on the board, dingers for Mexico, 3 runs total. Throttle back a bit on that one. Navarro on the swing. Navarro grounded out his first time up.
As you mentioned, Maestro, what a great job. Gave up the home run, then threw into 7 consecutive ground balls, but a costly error. Really, is what cost him, I would say, an extra 6 or 8 pitches.
Those are the little things we were talking about that in a tournament like this makes such a difference. Kept that one down low, and he went after it. A 1-ball, 2-strike count from De Silva.
Through the years, as you and I have witnessed, talent is one thing, being loaded with stars is another, but between the white lines in this type of setting, the teams have really come apart. It's not because of their being totally overplayed, but just those things not being executed.
Base hit. He played in right field. So Navarro is on with a single, and the first 2 batters faced by De Silva have hit the ball hard.
So with my comment, not to say that, of course, you are not going to outslug another team because you have so many stars, but all good at bats like Efrain Navarro. Those make a huge difference, adjusting from one at bat to the other.
Had great head location on that one. He stayed with it on the ball. It was turning away. So with 1 down and a run in here in the 4th inning, Mexico picks up their 5th hit of the ball game. They've got a runner on at first base, and that will bring Cruz to the plate. Cruz playing in the professional league in Japan past year. 81 games, hit .252 with 11 home runs, 37 RBIs. Missed a couple of months of the season with an injury.
Take a close look at his stance.
Look at that leg. Look at the bat shattered. He's got a little bit of the handle left. The barrel went beyond the mound.
That's a quick snap. That is a snapped bat. That's what happens with the stance that he has. If he's not on time on a fastball, an average fastball, there's a movement, will beat him, as we just saw there.
I think Cruz is smiling a little bit. He started to run to first base. He thought the barrel of the bat was the ball.
It's a 1-3. No, here it is.
It is. I got one up the middle. Could be a base. Wait a minute. It's the bat.
One's a round thing. The white thing.
He watched it and then came back and smiling as he looked and realized the ball's gone foul. 1 strike count, 1 down, throw over, easy lob toss by De Silva on Cruz.
Cruz came up with the Dodgers a few years back, and what a surprise he was. He quickly became a fan favorite. Cochito Cruz.
Infield, double play depth here. Pitch will be taken inside. It hit him. Got him on the back of the hand. The ever dangerous hit on the hand pitch, and you just hope it skimmed by. That one hurts, maybe on the arm.
And here again is one of those things with the open stands. If he doesn't land on time and pitch recognition's not there, getting out of the way of an inside pitch also becomes an issue. And just on the right forearm.
So De Silva not having any luck here. He's given up a home run, a single, and a hit batter to the 3 that he's faced. And Sweeney, the pitching coach, is going to come back out to try and settle this down a little bit. Got a lot of pitchers available in these WBC games because of the rules on number of pitches you can throw. And you get in situations like this, if it doesn't get turned around in a hurry, they'll go to the bullpen again.
Gary, they need length out of Thiago De Silva. That's the only reason he brought him. And he provided that for Team Italy back in 2013 when he threw over 3 innings in relief in their first game. But that is exactly why he matches him up. He sees him more as another starter, you know, going back-to-back on starters and not putting so much pressure on his young bullpen immediately.
Well, let's see how he fares. He needs a ground ball right here to get out of the inning. See if he can get it. Elizalde will take the pitch up high for a ball. He reached on an error to start the third inning and would come around to score on Quiros RBI double in that inning. Quiros hit the home run in the first, and then Amador has hit the homer here in the fourth inning, giving Mexico the 3-1 lead. The opening game here in pool play in Mexico. Buried that one down and in, and got him on top of it for the foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And even though it's early on, the heat begins to build as Mexico will be even more aggressive with a lead, as we talked about. Try and put even more heat on Italy. The manager taking a long look at a pitcher, as they said, we really wanted to get some length out of. And that pitch, going to sidearm that, is going to be down low, skims across the plate, and a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Mexico trying to make sure that Italy does not do to it what it did the last time around. And they came out of the pool in 2013 with that 2-1 record. They beat Mexico 6-5, beat Canada 14-4. Mexico would like to do that to them. Ball he had to wait on and will foul it off the end of the bat, leaving the count up.
Saw from the very first batter in Quiros with the opposite field home run, Gary, and how well Mexico stays back on pitches, especially left-handed batters, other than their star Adrian Gonzalez. They did a good job staying with it, trying to hit the ball the other way.
See that Pool D recap. 2013, Italy, U.S. advanced to the second round. It was Mexico and Canada who were eliminated. Teams change as to what pool they are in and in what venue from one WBC to another. This is the 4th WBC. That ball is going to fall in. Big break Navarro from second base. He'll score easily. Cruz will stop at second. And an RBI. Elizalde picks it up. And it's a 4-1 lead for Mexico.
Just in the first 4 innings for Team Mexico, we are seeing the things that their manager, Edgar Gonzalez, was hoping to see from their ball club. Yes, there's a lot of pressure playing here at home, but also he says it's capitalize on whatever they offer us. They capitalize on the big error by Cecchini in the 3rd inning, and now they capitalize on the hit batsman here by Da Silva.
Yep. Now runners at first and second base. So Da Silva still hasn't retired anybody in the 4 batters that he's faced. That is bad news for Italy. And the pitch will be taken for a strike.
What comes to mind immediately is, okay, so if he's one of your best guys, would you consider even pulling him out to keep him eligible for you?
Believing today is not his day, and you may need him on a better day. Again, the ever tough decision that pitching changes. Got out in front of that one. Valley struck out his first time up, fouls that one off.
Because again, he's on the mound for a reason. He trusts him, he's got experience, and who's to say there's tomorrow for Team Italy? That's what you got to think too.
Yep. Round robin play in each of the pools. We'll move on to the second round, as Israel and the Netherlands have already done. Probably the biggest surprises early on. None bigger than Israel, going 3-0
absolutely
in their pool.
Dominated their pool.
Congratulations to them, and LeVar Way won the MVP of that pool play. Pitch is taken inside, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. And it's the whole purpose of the WBC. For teams like Israel, Netherlands, Italy, you're trying to generate interest in baseball in your home country. Well, just think what that does for Israel and the Netherlands. I mean, Netherlands had already put on a pretty good show. Israel was trying to get there, and then they go 3-0 in pool play. That ball hit the other way. Descalso, 1, relay over to first. Nice play. Cecchini, good turn at second base. The Valley grounds into the double play. A couple of runs in, done on 2 hits, and a base runner left on. And Mexico has taken a 4-1 lead over Italy. Amador, part of that inning with that long ball. Yvonne Gallardo ready to go. Here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, Italy trailing here 4-1 comes to the plate with John Andreoli, who is playing in his first WBC, and what a way to start it, delivering a home run. in the first inning in his first at bat, making the start in right field. Andreoli, as we talked about, had not been known for hitting home runs. He had just 8 and 425 career minor league games entering last year. Then last year he hit 12. So he hit more last year than he had in all those minor league seasons previously.
No more for his speed. He can really run, and that's why he's hitting second for Marco Mazziera here. 43 stolen bases last year for Andreoli. 55 back in 2012 in the minor leagues.
What does he do? It's home run.
Goes deep.
Don't need a lot of speed for that. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Gallardo's delivery to him will be taken down low. We were talking between innings, Jose, about if Mexico could get Gallardo through 4, giving up a run on 1 or 2 hits. He's only given up 1 so far. I mean, that is a major beginning for them in this WBC pool.
It's tremendous. And for Yovani Gallardo, who is really in spring training mode, knowing that you know, he's getting ready for something, this is going to be something he can build off of. Also, quite economical. Only 38 pitches so far for Yovani Gallardo.
It's really good. And a great pitch down and away. That's 4 strikeouts for Gallardo. Andreoli retired here to start the 4th inning.
And for Yovani Gallardo, who is from a small town called Benjamillo in Mexico, about 120 miles away. One time, Gallardo recorded 7 consecutive years with 30 or more starts.
He's always been somebody who's been healthy and eats up some innings.
And then last season, derailed by the right shoulder biceps tendonitis, made only 23 starts. And I was taking a closer look at this, Gary, you know so well. Gallardo has pitched in ballparks like Milwaukee, Texas, Baltimore.
Yeah.
And he has been quite remarkable playing home games and pitching in those parks. 56 and 41.
Shot up the middle of the base hit. Descalso, a strikeout victim, his first time up, delivers a single here in the 4th inning with 1 away.
And I started looking at that only going, okay, this ballpark, you know what? Well, the challenges he's had in Milwaukee, Texas, and Baltimore, this ballpark's not going to be any more of a challenge.
That's about the hardest hit ball other than the home run that Italy's been able to get off Gallardo. And I was just looking here. His outs have been recorded, ground balls and strikeouts. So he's keeping the ball out of the air. You learn to do that when you're pitching in those ballparks you mentioned. Those are home run yards. You put the ball in the air in those yards, Milwaukee, Baltimore, they're going to be in trouble.
That's a great point.
So you got to keep it down.
56 and 41 in those ballparks with a 3.7 ERA. You're doing something right.
That's good. Yeah, that's real good. 2nd and up. Grounded out his first time up. Runner on first base, 1 away. Italy needs to get the offense going. As they trail, that's just their 2nd hit off Gallardo. And he puts that one by him in the outside corner.
And the right guy set up, starting with Descalso, who scores that ball up the middle. Seguin, Cervelli, Colabello. All can make a huge difference to their offense with 1 swing.
Seguin lives now in out of Old Tappan, New Jersey. That's why we said he's got cheering section on hand, family members. Pitch did not go around on it. Doug Eddings down at first base is the crew chief on the check on that. The 2 ball, 1 strike count.
For Rob Seguin, not an easy path to the big leagues. After 7 years waiting, finally made it to the show.
Gotta want it. Gotta want it bad.
And he did.
If you're gonna hang in there, it's a lot of bus trips. 2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Puts the ball in the air to right field. There's a lot of room out there. Way back of the wall, looking up. And goodbye, home run. Another one. Seguin delivers a long ball. That's good for 2. And they're right back in it as Italy makes it a 1-run ball game in that homer. 4-3 Mexico.
He's got the power. 21 home runs last year in Oklahoma City, and here it is once again, another right-handed batter by Italy. Like Andreoli, going right center field with big authority right there. Great extension, follow through, and certainly taking advantage of the few mistakes that Gallardo has made here in this ballgame.
Well, Gallardo gives up the dinger. Came in having given up only 1 hit. He's given up a single and a homer now to the last 2 batters in this inning. Pitch taken for a strike. Francisco Cervelli, who if he gets one can do the same thing.
About that. 5 balls have been hit in the air. 4 home runs and a flyout. Oh, you got to love this ball.
The predictions were right of those who know this yard. They said the ball would travel here, even though the dimensions don't seem to be that small. Jammed him on the fist. That'll go off the screen. 2 runs in here for Italy as they get their second home run. Another one came in the first inning. John Andreoli got it. There you see, I mean, those are fair numbers. 335 down each line, 415 to dead center, and the power alleys, they're out there. I mean, they're not, the power alleys dip back, but boy, the way the ball travels here, those figures are deceiving. Ballpark play is smaller than the numbers.
You put any type of backspin, and we saw it throughout batting practice. You're going to give yourself a chance. And it's one thing that both managers addressed today. It's not about the names. It's about the guys going out there and taking advantage of pitches up in the zone. It's very unforgiving here in this ballpark.
Cervelli at the plate, a 1-ball 2-strike delivery on the way, and that one's going to miss outside. Boy, was that ever, that's a big home run, second and hit. I mean, you could kind of feel things going downhill for Italy. Mexico putting those runs on the board. You get a 3-run lead. We're in the 4th inning.
Cleanup hitter.
Cleanup hitter. Got it done. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield shades him towards the middle. 2-2 will be popped up right field. Elizalde is there and puts it away, and there are 2 down.
Cervelli is one of those players that, as Marco Mazzieri told us, Italy's manager, he's been bugging me for 4 years in getting ready for this. And he says, I admire a committed, regular major league player doing that.
I honestly believe as these players love playing with their country on the front, but I also think they love playing for this manager so much that part of the commitment they've made goes to him. That one, real good heat. Did he go around on it? Yes, he did, says Doug Eddings.
You were talking about the emotional responses we were getting today from Mazzieri, and boy, he had a hard time talking about the tie-ins he's had for years. He's known Alex Leedy, the third baseman, since Leedy was 13 years old.
Babe Ruth. He was his coach in Babe Ruth. That's how the connections have been with a lot of these players. And I mention that because sometimes, I mean, that cuts both ways. He's very emotional. The players know he's retiring. They would just give their right arm to move out of round 1 to advance for him. And sometimes that, I mean, that can make a real difference. It can also be negative. You press so hard that you don't get done what you normally would. Or on the other hand, it gives you that air under your wings, makes you fly.
That one intangible, that one presence, that one word. The one thing for Mazzieri, who's been around for so long around those teams, is if he senses any of that trying too hard, he'll address it.
Yes, he will.
Guys,
yeah.
Go out there and play your game.
And most of these players have played enough baseball at high levels that probably won't happen. But I just think that's an interesting story. See here how this team does. They're down by 1 right now. Mexico on top. That ball off the fist down the line right field. That one's pretty deep. That one's back at the wall. Look up and goodbye home run. Maybe the air under my wings has already come. A 4-4 ball game. Gallardo came into this inning with a 4-1 lead, having given up 1 hit. He has surrendered a single and 2 home runs in this inning.
Not able to keep the ball down. This stadium is very quiet for one reason. Italy, with 3 swings, is right back in it. And Colabello, an experienced player under these conditions, representing Italy, goes opposite field, the inside-out swing, a ton of backspin, and a no-doubter. You put it in the air and let it fly, it will travel here. A no-doubter.
Wow, what a comeback here in the 4th inning by Italy. They have tied this ball game up on 4 hits. They've gotten 4 runs, and the game is tied at 4.
As we were saying, I mean, things were lining up perfectly if you're going to make a push.
Yeah.
You had that 4th inning when guys are going to see Gallardo for a 2nd time, and to me that is crucial in building off of success and making adjustments, and they have made the adjustments and thus have had success through this round.
Colabello delivers the long ball. That's going to be the 3rd home run off Gallardo here in the ball game. Here is Liddy, who grounded out his first time up. 0-2 count on him. Gallardo's delivery, and that'll be swung on and missed. Struck him out. But Italy does damage. Here in the 4th inning, they will pick up 3 runs, doing it on 3 hits, and 2 of those 3 hits were home runs, and they have come back to tie this ball game up at 4 apiece after 4. Well, the last half inning with Italy tying the ball game up changes everything pitching wise. 4-6-0 for Mexico, 4-4-1 for Italy, and De Silva is out of there, having worked only 2/3 of an inning. So the guy they wanted to give long work to got very short work here in this game.
I think it's good to get De Silva out of there and try to change things around, because he had 0 command, and still he's got experience, and they expect him to bounce back. And more importantly, keep him eligible to pitch soon.
Matt Venditti comes on. There you see the numbers, major league level, Toronto and Seattle. In the games that he performed in, he will work left-handed. 4-4 ball game, and the pitch will be taken inside. Didn't hit him. He thought it did. Kind of limping a little bit there. I don't know if he thought the ball hit him or he just pulled a little bit, jumping away.
There's a delivery by the ambidextrous pitcher, Pat Venditti. It just looked like the batter, Quiros, landed in the wrong spot there.
He'll get back in. Leadoff batter. Quiros has had a big night already. A home run, a double, 2 RBIs. He will take the pitch for a strike. So these are the kind of things now, even at this point of a ball game in the 5th inning, the matchups matter. So he's trying to get a matchup on Italy's side here with a left-hander against left-hander. Inside again, that one did hit him on the way by. So we got another hit batter, and Quiros is on, leadoff batter from Mexico on here in the 5th inning.
Looking for base runners, looking for slider away. This one just does not break enough, and they got Quiros, and they got Cervelios there on the side of the neck.
So he pitches both right and left-handed, and has since he was a youngster. Resulted in a new rule being implemented. The pitcher's got to indicate to the umpire, batter, and runner which way he will begin pitching to the batter in the box.
Has to be announced.
Has to be announced, so everybody knows.
And no switching in between, by the way.
Here you see again, matchup. Italy wants left-hander against left-hander again. Verdugo at the plate, who is singled and grounded out.
So of course you would ask, so what does his glove look like? Does he change gloves between switching arms? Well, no. It's a very unique looking glove.
2 thumbs.
It's specially designed. There it is. Insert one hand or the other. Really special webbing.
That ball's going to go into right field for a base hit. Verdugo's on. Violi will get it back in. Runner stopping. Kiddo stops at second base. So Mexico coming right back here in the 5th inning. As the matchup Italy wanted hasn't worked. 2 left-handers against the lefty. They're both on base.
And I can see with the approach that left-handed hitters have had against the right-handers on the mound, I'm not surprised by what we saw from Quiros looking away and getting hit by the pitch. And then by Verdugo, who has stroked the line drive single the other way and staying in, staying back, allowing that ball to get a little bit deeper and using a soft stroke right through the right side.
So big chance here.
So here it is. Looking middle out, stays right with it, and react very nicely to that high pitch.
So Laird will stand in for Mexico. He has grounded out, popped out, number 3 hitter in the lineup, and he will take the pitch from the right-hander.
Right-hander Venditti. Here it is.
He is pitching from the other side now against the right-hander.
Laird has got to be looking one pitch. It's breaking ball, and he's got big time power.
2 on, nobody out. Infield double play depth. Slider, it looked like, that was moving. That moved too far outside, though. And the count goes to 2-0 from Venditti.
How about Cervelli? He's caught sliders from the same guy and going in different directions.
Yeah. It's got to be a little strange, isn't it?
The last pitch he caught, it was like That was a slider I caught, but oh, wait a minute. The previous one had come from the left side.
Game of adjustments, but this one's kind of unique. 2-0 count. Could be a fat pitch right here. Laird will look for it. Runners off first and second base. And Laird had one he wanted. Fouls it back. May have been a little too high to drive as he tipped it. And the count goes to 2-1.
Laird was sharing with me before the game how much he's learned from hitting in Japan. And he goes, you better understand what hitting backwards in that mentality is like, because you have to adjust very quickly. A lot of splitters.
2-1 delivery set up outside right where it was. Big sweeping pitch out of the strike zone that he got him to go after. So he comes back, and then he does, and evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And there's no way under the situation he's facing that he can afford to miss with a fastball.
2-2 delivery on the way, and he goes down and away again. Good movement on that. Cervelli, you see banging his glove saying perfect. That's right where we wanted it. First out of the inning.
Here's something that can throw any hitter off balance very quickly. Yeah, you're looking at slider, you're thinking, you know, speed, arm speed, but Diddy has the ability to take so much off of it. So the ball breaks late, and it breaks at a speed that you're not accustomed to when you see the ball running in that direction.
There are the numbers we don't often get to show you. In fact, he's the only time we get to show you switch numbers for a pitcher. With the batting averages.
He's back to the lefty.
Whether he's throwing left or right. Now he'll be a left-hander. 2 on, 1 out. And here's Gonzalez. Here's a big matchup. This moment in the game.
Is this not the perfect showcase for Venditti?
Yes.
And let me see what I can do.
But Adrian Gonzalez at the plate, who was grounded out twice. 2 on and only 1 away. In a 4-4 game, that one's going to miss. So he'll fall behind again on the hitter. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, Adrian has been a little off with his timing, understandably so. Limited to the at-bats he had at Dodger camp before heading over here.
2-0 delivery on the way. Couldn't time that one. Fouls it back. And a 2-ball, 1 strike count.
You make that same pitch in May, June, July, you're going to find it on the other side of the wall.
Yep. All kinds of magnificent numbers put up by Adrian Gonzalez. That one he tried to time and will foul it off again the other way.
Smart hitter, proven through the years. And at one point, he would hit more balls to the opposite side, and it's gotten to the point where he was telling me today, I try to do that now, and I get myself in a big slump. So you know what? The shift, all that stuff does not bother me at all.
2 ball, 2 strike count on him. Runners off first and second. Just missed. Venditti with a pretty good pitch right there. Cervelli probably having that discussion with the home plate umpire, looking straight ahead as catchers do.
Boy, my pitcher really needed that pitch.
He held it for a long time.
Dan Bellino has been fairly consistent throughout the night.
Big pitch, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 4-4 game. Runners on first and second base. Gonzalez waiting, pops it up left field. Segedin moves in, finds it, and puts it away. Mark that one down. A big out in a key moment of this ball game. And there are 2 away.
This is where having somebody like Francisco Cervelli, a proven major league catcher who has the ability to play those mind games with your batter, is able to convince you, not another slider. Let's try to tie him up. That's now 3 times they've tied up Adrian Gonzalez. All because of this man convincing those pitchers, stay with your fastball. Let's use it.
Home run hitter in this ball game, Yefet Amador. 2 on, 2 down now. Again, we'll turn around and pitch on the other side of the rubber and hand.
This is great. Wonderful. And who would have thought it was going to happen this early in the game?
He changes the glove so fast you don't even notice that he's done it out there.
It's a pretty good fastball there.
That's pretty good fastball. So he gets it in there, and the count goes to 0-2, 2 down.
And the one thing Italy has in mind is with the home runs we just hit, we tie the ball game. We get out of this inning, and they're going to feel some momentum shifting to their side.
Yeah. Amador, MVP in the Mexican League, framed again, wanted the call, didn't get it.
That's Cervelli again, man. You got to tip your hat to him.
You want to have Cervelli mic'd right now because you'd really like to hear the conversation he's having with the home plate umpire. He's doing it in the right way. He doesn't turn around and look at him, but you know he's. Where was that?
I thought that was.
I thought that was a pretty good pitch.
Very good presentation, by the way. As we know now, that's very important.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Runners off first and second base. Ground ball to the hole. That's going to be a base hit. Quiroz will make the turn. Second and had trouble getting it out of the glove. They held him up. Held him up at third base. Quiroz made a big turn as though he was coming home, but they sent him back to third. That's why Seguin kind of hitched on the throw. He saw the runner coming back to the bag. Amador gets the base hit to load him up.
Well, that could be the biggest break for Italy all throughout this ballgame. I was sure, so was everybody below us in the stands, waving their arms going, you got to send that man. Ball gets through the infield on a few hops, which allows your runner at second base with a good secondary lead going on contact here with 2 outs to no doubt think I'm going to be sent home.
There you see, he thought he was going to go home. So the inning will continue. That's 8 hits now for Mexico. Bases loaded. Efrain Navarro. There are 2 down.
And switch arms.
Now left-handed. Pitch on the way. Will be taken inside for a ball. Bobby Magallanes, who is the third base coach, had come way down the line and made the decision after he saw Seguin fielded cleanly to hold his runner up.
Yeah, you have to send him. Considering Seguin, of all positions, he has the least amount of experience in the outfield.
Page is going to be outside. No place to put him. Navarro, a base hit, scored in the 4th inning, and he is grounded out.
And 21 pitches so far this inning for Pat Venditti.
Had one he wanted right there. Just missed it, found it back. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Venditti's been working behind 3 consecutive hitters. It's coming on.
Right on that pitch, just a little under for Efrain Navarro.
So 2 ball, 1 strike count. Quiroz on at third base. Lugo on at second. Amador at first. Another one. Foul back, and again Venditti, as he's done on the previous hitters, goes to that 2-0 count, then comes back and gets a 2-2.
And you know what we have to guard against here, Gary, is the ball has traveled so much for your hitters to stay as disciplined with not just pitch selection, but their swings. Because you're going to see more people trying to lift, as we've seen here from Navarro.
Hitters see that ball traveling. It's going to get it in the air.
It gets in your head.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And we'll take it the distance. So, ball game tied 4-4. They're in the 5th inning. Mexico's got them loaded. 2 down, full count. Great 2 delivery on the way. Off-speed pitch that he was able to hang in on and foul it off. Now Cervelli's going to go out and make sure. Descalso's coming in from second base.
Well, once again, we saw the swing from Navarro. Not one looking for contact. There was one looking for the long ball.
It's where Cervelli can tell him what he sees behind the plate from the swing that was taken.
That head is flying open all the way through, and then just up a little bit.
Well, we do it again. Great 2 delivery. Going to grind this at bat out. Pretty good battle joined right here. Venditti on the mound and Navarro at the plate. Now what do I throw?
With that type of swing, also a well-located fastball in is my best choice.
Third time, 3-2 delivery on the way.
He was right on that slider.
Well, he's seen everything a couple of times.
So Navarro, little gesture there on dropping the back shoulder. Good reminder. Staying through the ball a little bit more. Level.
Where Venditti will want to throw what he feels most comfortable with at the moment. 3-2 count. Sacks are full. And Cervelli will come out again.
So this might be where Cervelli's going, hey, I might start in one side of the plate. Okay. To serve as a decoy in case the hitter is hearing me. Peeking. He's been in there for a long time, so he's getting an idea as to how he's being pitched to. So I'll be one of those where, hey, I'm going to call a pitch. I'm going to set up like it's going to be another pitch, but you follow my fingers. All those mind games. No sign.
3-2 delivery. Gets by him. Ball 4. Run will score. RBI will be picked up on a bases loaded walk. Navarro with a tremendous at bat and a 5-4 lead for Mexico. Guerreros crosses the plate. He was hit by a pitch. That's how he got on, and he's the go-ahead run.
And let's see how Cervelli is going to try to frame this pitch here. Not able to even hold on to it. It appeared to be a pretty decent pitch. And once again, it was that fastball that they weren't trying to get Navarro to get tied up on.
So Mexico responds in their half inning after Italy had put up 3 runs, 3 hits, including 2 home runs. In the 4th inning here in the top of the 5th, Mexico's come back, put one up, and have a 5-4 lead.
That was a great at-bat by Navarro.
Bases remain loaded. With 2 down. Luis Cruz. He was hit by a pitch his last time up, grounded out. He's going to line one. There's a huge hit into the corner. Seguin going after it. Rigo will score. Amador. Runner goes to second base. It's a double. Good for a couple of RBIs. Big hit as Mexico answers and go back up on top 7-4.
Now Luis Cotito Cruz, who had a little bit of trouble picking up the ball off of the starter Maestri, off of the reliever De Silva. No problems whatsoever here. Sinker in. Outstanding job clearing those hips. And Mexico once again capitalizes on how everything started this inning. A hit batsman.
Yep, they have scored in innings where they started with a home run, where they started with an error, where they have started with a hit batter. 7 runs, 9 hits. Into center field. Hit pretty deep. Not deep enough to go. Nimmo is back there and will put it away. And that will do it in the inning. Elizalde flies out to end it, but not before 3 runs come in. They do it on 3 hits. The big 2 RBI double by Luis Cruz. 7-4, Mexico. We thought we'd be asking, can anybody hit here? Instead, we're asking, can anybody pitch? Salas on a relief. First ball fouled off.
Just when you thought Maestri was getting on a roll, the pitches got way too high for the Italy starter. So far has been the best performer, really, when you look at it.
There you go for Fernando Salas of the Angels and the Mets. 75 games at 3.7, 3.91 earned run average. That'll be fouled away as Italy now has got to come back again. Drew Butera, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Salas, a 31-year-old veteran from Mexico. And let's see if he can get the job done. That one drilled to left field. Not yet. Way back. Look up. Goodbye. Home run. Can we just pre-record that and run it again? Mercy. Drew Butera delivers a homer and cuts into the lead to make it 7-5.
Drew Butera making his team proud. His papa, first base coach Sal Butera, extremely proud. And of course, showing more and more what we talked about. They love to blow kisses in Italy, as they have done throughout the tournaments. And they fight. They are a feisty ball club.
They've now hit more home runs in this game than they did in the last WBC combined games. And this is just a home run derby
What
here.
I like most about this is they're saying we're not going away.
No.
And Butera got on top of a little tomahawk action with that top hand.
4 home runs for Italy, and no question about that. That was off the bat out of here. Cicchini drills one left center field. That is way back, and that one is gone. Goodbye. No home run. He missed first base, or a double. Did it bounce?
We have a double. Yes.
Two-bagger. Sorry, that one hit and went up. The Cicchini gets a 2-bagger, just missing another home run.
Salas finding out very quickly what was happening with Gallardo that last inning when he allowed the single and 2 home runs. And these Italian hitters are taking advantage of pitches up in the zone. There it is. One hopper over that left center field wall. But every time something gets backspun around here, it just continues to carry.
Keeps on flying 400 feet away where that ball hit, and we're going to get a pitching change. So we talked about the number of pitchers available to these teams tonight. They're both going to need them. So 7-5, Mexico on top. Salas gives up a homer and a double and leaves the ball game. Brandon Nimmo at the plate. That ball put up in the air to left. Runner's going to tag. Carries back to the warning track. Navarro had to go back to get it. Runner will move over to third base on the fly ball by Nimmo. Boy, he just missed putting one out of here. So that'll put a runner at third base with one away.
Those things we're talking about are so valuable, not just in the power showing up, but make it count. Here's Cicchini doing a good job knowing that your left fielder is backpedaling. The ball is carrying, and he's got no momentum in trying to make that throw to third base. That's alert base running by the youngster.
Infield is going to play halfway with the score 7-5. And a bunt shown. And the pitch taken inside for a ball. How about that?
For a guy that hit a home run from right center field first at bat, I do not want to see that.
Whether he meant it or not, it looked like he did.
Especially against the lefty.
Yeah. Antonelli waiting on it. He wasn't bunting that time. Fouled that one right straight back. And it goes to a 1-ball, 1-strike count with 1 down.
And a friendly reminder to all of us, since we are in Mexico, Mexico's on the field, but Mexico on this ball game is the visiting team.
Yes. Worthy of note the way this game is going. Seesawing back and forth. 9 hits for Mexico, 6 now for Italy. Antonelli the home run and a strikeout. Infield stays drawn in halfway. Antonelli going after it, fouls it back. Boy, is he taking some cuts.
Like that approach. Nuno is not going to overwhelm you with speed, but he is a savvy pitcher. He'll know how to spot that fastball, cut it in enough or run it out enough to miss the barrel. Advantage Nuno here.
1-2 delivery on the way. Antonelli will take it. Cut down and in. And the count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. A battle of offenses here in the first game to be played here in this pool here in Mexico. Venezuela and Puerto Rico to play tomorrow. 2-2 delivery. Antonelli, a ground ball runner not coming. So with the infield in, they hold the runner. Throw is there in time. And they get the out. Laird over to Gonzalez. And there are 2 away.
Advantage Nuno all the way. As Andrioli swings. We're not able to catch up with him. Got him thinking in one direction on the fastball tailing away or even up speed, and was able to tie him up at nuts by running the fastball, cutting it in.
And another little thing there with the infield drawn in. The runner can't get a big lead at third at all because the third baseman is standing right by the bag. So a ground ball goes there. There's no way he can take off and run. Now, if the infield had been playing back at the normal positioning, you might let him go.
And your lead will dictate all that.
Yeah.
And your lead is going to be based as to where your third baseman is.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite play was the contact play, which puts a lot of pressure on the defense, but of course it doesn't apply to every type of situation.
Daniel Descalso, runner at third base, 2 down. Descalso will take it. It's in there for a strike.
There's Cal Ripken one time, voice to former Angel Garrett Anderson. Garrett's playing, running at third. Cal's playing third. He goes, "You guys have that play again, don't you?" Cal said, "Hate that play."
Breaking ball is going to miss outside. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Nuno on, trying to settle things down here for Mexico with a run in on Butera's home run. For Italy, they really need to score this because they got that double with nobody out. Now there are 2 down. Swing and a miss, and he ends the inning. So Nuno comes on with some big outs. They pick up a run, do it on a couple of hits, will leave a base runner on at third. That's the first base runner Italy's left of the game. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of World Baseball Classic Inc. and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent. Barry Thorne, Jose Mota, great to have you with us. Quite a ball game here to kick off this pool play here in Mexico. 7-5. Mexico on top. And a swing and a miss as Morris comes on to pitch. A.J. Morris. There are the numbers with Louisville AAA. Here's one of those minor leaguers who waited a long time to get pitch in the majors. Breaking ball will catch the inside corner.
And you can see what pitch he's going to be going to is that slider.
Yep.
We'll throw it at any count. The importance is to use all that deception. He's got a lot of moving parts. A lot of things being thrown at the hitter to hide the ball better.
Sebastiani Valley looking for his first hit. He is struck out and hit into a double play in the ball game, batting ninth, doing the catching. So Mexico will turn the order over. We'll see if the pitchers can slow down these 2 offenses. Ball's a towering fly ball to left. Second in. He's got it, and there's 1 down. So 1 away and the fly ball out. Mexico's done a good job of getting some leadoff batters on. Let's see, in 1, 2, 3 innings, 3 out of the previous 5, and in all of those they scored. As we mentioned in baseball all the time, you get that leadoff batter on in an inning, your chances of scoring jump. They're about 50%.
Well, your options open up. Manager says, "Okay, thank you. Okay, now I have plenty of options, 3 outs to work with. See how the lineup stacks up." And players are way more aware of something happening or being put on when you get the leadoff guy on.
Yeah.
Plus, throughout the game, guys watching in the dugout saying, if I'm in the same situation, this is something that I can look for. Is it going to be a hit run? Is it going to be the steal?
Esteban Quiroz played a big ball game every time. 3 previous to the plate, he's been involved. Home run to lead the game off. Picked up an RBI double in the 3rd, hit by a pitch and scored in the 5th. Can't do much more for your ball club than what he's done in this game, but he'll try right here.
Great job leading off today for them.
3-0 delivery on the way. He takes it, and it will be in there for a strike. Morris, the pitcher, played some college baseball at Kansas State University, and 7+ seasons he spent in the minors. We're going to see a lot of the bullpens in this game. Soft liner to second base. Descalso is there. Quiroz is retired.
Oh, rightfully, all the talk has been about Mexico's stacked pitching They're pretty deep. So here, getting into this latter part of the game, right-handed pitcher Carlos Torres, proven major leaguer, is getting ready. And from here on, really, Edgar Gonzalez has the options, Gary, going one each to finish off Italy.
Yes.
Unproven names in the big leagues.
And will do that. Pitch is taken away, 4-ball, 2 down, nobody on here in the 6th inning. Verdugo, Alex Verdugo has contributed with a couple of singles, 2 for 3. And he has grounded out. He'll get on to first base with this one. Colabello will take it to the bag in a very solid inning. So Morris comes on and retires the side in order. 3 up, 3 down in the 6th. And Italy trying to make a second comeback in this game. They are down by 2. Mexico on top of Italy. There's Carlos Torres, who comes out of the bullpen. You see the numbers of the Brewers. Workhorse, 72 games, 2.73 ERA, 82 plus innings worked. He's been one of the outstanding relievers around the game over the last 3 seasons. He's 34-year-old, a veteran out of Santa Cruz, California.
He takes the baseball. One of those guys with a rubber arm.
Seguin goes after the pitch, can't catch up to it.
And of course, for Torres, and it becomes even more important from here on, is he has the ability to go out there and miss some barrels.
Yeah.
See, just as the anxiety builds up, how eager these Italian hitters become.
Member of the Milwaukee Brewers is the reliever. Back to the dugout and just beyond it. Seguin has had a big night, delivering a home run, 2 RBI shot that came in the 4th inning. He is also grounded out. Seguin, their cleanup batter. And it'll be Cervelli and Colabello coming up here. Italy made the big run. They were down 4-1. Put up a 3 spot in the 4th inning, tied the ball game up, only to see Mexico come right back, pick up 3 runs, 3 hits in the 5th. Now it's down to 7-5 with Mexico on top. Slider up high and moved away. 1-2. Carlos Torres, 34 years old. New deal with the Brewers. Ooh. Wanted to hold up and could not do it. 1 down.
That rubber arm has enough on it to have you guessing slider, and of course, in that situation, eat you up with a fastball. And here's one, we just absolutely overthrew it. Seguin saw spin, thinking that's going to move away, but just committed enough where he cannot hold up.
So 1 away here in the 6th inning. Cervelli is grounded out and flied out. Italy's catcher. He'll take the fastball. That's in there for a strike.
Torres is one of those guys, a prime example of somebody who said, I'm going to be playing for Team Mexico, and saw him pitch twice in spring training in the early going, all in preparation for this.
Yep.
And his manager.
You saw Seguin over there tying into a teammate. This is probably as hard a thrower as we've seen. Seguin was giving it that ball shoots up.
He said the ball's got a little giddy up. Be ready for it. To go back to Torres, is with that giddy up in the fastball, is Craig Counsell knew how to accommodate a guy that was going to the World Baseball Classic, as big league managers did with a prolonged spring training, to get him out there, get him fresh, but also know and have in mind he's going to be very important for me.
Yeah. Oh yes. Is he ever? You know, the workhorse like that you're concerned with, but to do the right things, he's ready to go here. And when he comes back, as was said today, both managers feel as though when it comes to pitchers, if they're involved in the WBC, they're in even better shape and condition for their own ball clubs when they return from WBC play.
Well, think about what competition does to your mind, and finding a pitch maybe under these conditions that's going to work for you in the regular season that perhaps you didn't know it was there.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Ooh. Fouled that one off. That was in tight on the fists.
He's on attack mode all the time. And Marco Mazzieri is well aware of what is at stake here, because Mexico can pretty much parade 1 pitcher per inning from here on and be in good shape.
With Italy down by 2, we'll see if they can mount yet another comeback. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that one's going to skip down low and away. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Talked about the workhorse that Torres is. He's been in 204 games since 2014. That is the 8th most in the senior circuit over that time period. These guys are so valuable in baseball with a reliance on the bullpen in this day and age. 2-2 delivery, and he'll go full with it. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Especially in the National League.
Yeah.
Multi-innings, early double switching, short start. These guys have tremendous value.
Strikeout guy, about 1 an inning in relief for it. Down the line again, and that will be out of play.
So when I talk about reliable arms left, Mexico still has Jan Torres, Joaquim Soria. He's saved some games before.
Yes.
Sergio Romo, he's done the same. Oliver Perez, a savvy veteran.
There's your rest of the game right
And
there.
then Roberto Osuna, Toronto's closer. Go figure.
Bullpen is just packed, isn't it? Yeah, those are great names. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Pitch on the way to him outside, and that's what he wanted. So Cervelli will pick up a walk, and Italy will get the potential tying run to the plate. That is the first walk that they have picked up in the ball game, and it comes with 1 away here in the 6th inning. Gallardo went 4 innings, 4 runs, 4 hits. Salas went no part of an inning, a run on 2 hits. Nuno came in for an inning with a strikeout, and now Torres is on. 1 down and 1 on. Colabello has had a home run. It came in the 4th inning. One of the 4 hit in the game by Italy. 3 coming off the starter, Yovani Gallardo. Pitch on the way to him, and a ground ball to short. Cruz, Kittos, tailor-made. That'll take care of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Mexico on top, 7-5. Now Mexico will try and extend their 7-5 lead as we go into the 7th inning. Brandon Laird, their 3rd baseman, 0 for 3 in the ball game. Morris stays on the mound, and why not Jose after the 6th inning?
11 pitches. I think exactly what you're looking for, and hopefully is a momentum builder for Team Italy to give their offense a chance to score some runs, because we know it doesn't take a whole lot here in this ballpark. There's no safe lead.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Laird, Gonzalez, Amador. Pitch is going to miss away, and a 2 ball, 1 strike count. The crowd on hand here for this game. Understand there weren't a lot of tickets left for tomorrow night either. Venezuela, Puerto Rico, the other 2 teams in this pool, they'll play their first game. This is the first game to be played here in the Pool D of the World Baseball Classic.
This is a tough pool right here. And Team Venezuela has been swinging the bats mightily back in Arizona exhibition play so far.
Ball is fouled off.
And Team Puerto Rico, boy, they are stacked. What a fun environment. Well, I got to witness the practice the other day. Correa at 3rd, and Lindor, and Baez, and Pagan, and Carlos Beltran, Yadi Molina. I mean, it's unbelievable. The energy and the pace I saw there, just the workout.
Well, as the Italian manager told us, Mattiari said these are all-star teams. That's the way you got to treat it. Down to 3rd base on the big hop. Liddy's got it, makes the throw over. Good stretch made by Colabello. And Laird is retired. 1 away here in the 7th inning. Interesting, the 2 teams, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, they aren't even here. They're not going to fly in till tonight. They may be landing right about now, in fact. They stayed in the U.S., continuing with the exhibition games. And the same was true for these 2 teams. They didn't get here, well, we'd say last night, but one of these teams actually got here about 2 o'clock this morning.
Just trying to maximize the most out of the exhibition season, getting guys ready, get some at-bats, get some innings. And keep in mind, it is still spring training season for most, and conditioning and the many things you get to do around your ball club are mightily important this early in March.
1 down here in the 7th inning. Gonzalez has had it 0 for 3 in the ball game. Staying away from him. The pitch is going to miss outside.
I like the setup like that, Gary, only because you have teams, you have pitchers that you can control more the environment by pushing and having teams fly out a little bit later than too early, because as you know, then guys don't stay in those routines of preparation and conditioning and seeing at bats. It's not the same to get into a tournament when all you do is hit batting practice for a couple of days.
Yeah, especially talking to the managers, they were particularly concerned about the players who were not on major league teams. Ball in the air, center field. Nimmo will back up on it. 2 down here in the 7th inning.
And Marco Mazzieri, Team Italy's manager, was talking to us about the environment and what they experienced playing against the world champion Chicago Cubs.
Yeah. It's a great chance for them to feel that atmosphere that they'll be feeling here. The other thing I thought, Edgar Gonzalez, the skipper on the other side, said, I put my players in the exhibition games in the most difficult situations.
That was a very interesting comment.
He tries to make it as hard as he can in the exhibition games on his players, and what he meant by that was he moved players all over the place. He said, I wanted to see what I had for versatility, so I took guys and I moved them into different positions. I put pitchers in when they wouldn't normally have been in to face a key situation. So both these managers try to use the exhibition time to grow their team to be ready for the tough spots of a game.
Thinking outside the box. Yep. Edgar Gonzalez, that's a great point. He goes, hey, I might face a tough righty from big league team coming in that 7th or 8th inning, and I might send not a lefty but a right-hander to face him.
Yep, exactly.
Only because in this tournament that might be what my big right-handed batter faces.
I don't think I've ever heard a manager say that before.
No, I thought that was pretty good. And Edgar, of course, has played in this tournament. He understands it also as a player.
Amador looking at a pitch, riding a bit inside. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Amador's had a big night. DH, got his home run in the 4th inning and delivered a single in the 5th and would score. Luis Cruz with a 2 RBI double, a big hit in that 5th inning for Mexico. Stay inside. You're trying to stay away from this guy's power. If he gets those arms extended, he can really drive a baseball.
Amador with a big body, over 300 pounds, is one of those characters and faces of Mexican baseball. The minute he took the field for batting practice, fans were on their feet.
That one's way inside and into the kitchen on that one, and bounced him. He's going to get down to first base. So with 2 down, Mexico keeps the inning alive.
Well, it's tough to miss Mr. Amador. That's a big body. Did the best to get out of the way, just not able to do that.
Did that hit him?
Looks like the back leg. Oh, that's a nice sell. Huh?
It may have skimmed off the front leg. I don't know. Nobody argued.
Little backup slider there by Morris, just overthrew it.
So he's down at first base with 2 down. Everett Navarro gets a chance. He's had a base hit, run scored, 1 for 2 and a walk in the ball game.
Best at bat of this game, in my opinion.
It was an unbelievable at bat.
A 9-pitch walk that set up the 2-run double by Luis Cruz that, as it brought down, makes a difference.
He fought off 4 pitches, 4 3-2 pitches in that at bat.
He's able to tone it down, big swings, made adjustments. But boy, what a big sequence. Look at this from Evan Diddy. So 2 choppy sliders to begin with. Fastball up in his own. Another fastball. Moses says he's a spinner, but look at the way he's landing on time to recognize pitches. Eventually he got the walk.
It's an amazing at bat. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Navarro. Mexico with a 7-5 lead. Each team had a home run in the 1st inning, kind of giving us an indication of what was to come. The home runs that have been delivered by both ball clubs. 1 ball, 1 strike, runner off first base, up the middle. Right behind the bag. Play at second, not in time. Good effort right there. Gano got behind the bag, but he had a bad angle to throw from, and he could not get Amador. Now he may be hurt as he goes down out in shallow right field where he ended up.
Yeah, Cecchini showing some of that great range that he does possess, going to his left. And with a good secondary lead, nobody guarding the runner. And you can see as he stumbles on that last step before he gets to the baseball. And someone in lower body is where I'm seeing some of that limping happening here for Cicchini.
Hopefully he is all right. Remember, this is an artificial carpet. Same one they have in Toronto.
And it's quite bumpy.
Yes, it
you
is.
and I were walking alongside, and it's quite bumpy. And players were complaining about too much of the rubber material on it in certain areas and not enough in other areas.
You can get your cleat spikes caught in it. Cicchini trying to walk it off here. He says he's all right. He sent the trainer back. Going to get a pinch runner, I believe, down at first base for Navarro.
There's Chris Robertson.
So Chris Robertson, who's an outfielder, comes on to run for Navarro. Obviously, any run scored here big in a 2-run differential, and they're trying to do it with 2 down.
If anything, I thought he might run for Amador at second base.
Yeah, and Amador's the he's the DH, so apparently they don't want to take him out of that DH role.
Understandably,
It could come up. That's a decision.
You can need that bat here in a couple of innings.
Yep. Well, they'll leave him there and take Navarro out. Well, Cruz came up big. Luis Cruz with the double in the 5th inning stands in again with runners on first and second this time. Cruz got 2 RBIs, 1 for 2, also hit by a pitch. 1-0 count with 2 down. A couple of fairly easy outs to start this inning. Then Amador hit by a pitch, and Navarro picking up the base hit, and that's going to bounce away, and that's going to put 2 in scoring position. It bounced, so I'm sure it'll be a wild pitch. It was blocked at least by Cervelli. You got a lot of room on the side going to the dugouts. That ball gets away and rolls towards the dugout. A runner can go from second to home on a pass ball or wild pitch.
Easily, the ball will roll, and you don't know which carom in what direction it's going to go. But Cervelli knows he could have done a better job in blocking. He tried to catch it on one hop, and the ball got on him very quickly.
Couldn't find it for a moment. Got a little help. And his catcher.
For Morris, a very efficient and clean 1, 2, 3, 6th inning, only 11 pitches, and he's up to 20 here so far.
And we will have another conference at the mound. And again, these bullpens are going to stay active. Mike DeMark warming up at the pen. Oh, here's yet another one of those moments in a ball game. You get big moments in a game. Generally, there are 4 or 5 in most big league baseball games where a game really gets decided on big at bats, big defensive plays. Pitcher comes in, puts water on a fire. This is one of those. You get 2 in scoring position, 2 down, 7th inning. Mexico leading by 2 and a chance to extend it.
And a reputable clutch hitter for them in Cruz.
So Cruz stands in, 2-0 count, delivery to it, and that pitch is going to be away for a ball. Well, the count will go to 3-0. Elizalde is waiting on deck, the right fielder, or at least he should be. I think he pitched around him. Do you think that's possible?
Very.
Yeah, I think he pitched around him. Those last 2 pitches, he was not looking for the strike zone at all. So in the visit to the mound, they made a decision. They would load the bases up and let it go at that, and probably make a pitching change right here. So Morris, who started the inning out like he was going to get through it quickly.
Unfortunately, a 2-out hit batsman has done him in.
Yep. So he's going to come out. Mexico's loaded the bases. 7th inning, 2 down. They are up by 2. Well, big moment as the pitching change is made, and Mike DeMark will come out of the bullpen. 33-year-old veteran of independent baseball, pitched in the Atlantic League, New York Revolution, for 2016. The sacks are full, Elziati at the plate and will take the pitch down low for a ball. He has picked up a run that came in the 3rd inning when he reached on an error. Got an RBI in the 4th inning and flied out in the 5th. Mexico a chance to break it open on a hit right here. That ball's going to be one. That is in the gap. Andreoli will come on. Nimmo will come over to get it. 2 runs will score. Here's a big hit. Amador. Robertson crossed the plate. And 2 RBIs extend the lead to 9-5, and it comes with 2 down.
Here's the ability for Team Mexico in clutch situations to really slow everything down. It shows here once again another lefty that takes a ball middle, big part of the field, and the other way. Anything Italy has thrown moving middle out, they've done a great job in not trying to get enamored with the big swing, but just taking whatever is given to him.
Yep. Big time hitting. Elizalde delivers. 3 RBI ball game for him. 11th hit on the board for Mexico and a 9-5 lead. 1st and 2nd now, and remember all of this coming with 2 down. Sebastian Valley at the plate, 0 for 3 in the ball game. 2 quick outs. Amador hit by a pitch that started it. Navarro picked up the single. The walk to Cruz loaded him up, and the base hit drives in 2 to make it 9-5. DeMarc looks back at second base. Fastball is going to be way up high, and he falls behind on Valley 2-0.
Talking to pitching coach advisor Fernando Valenzuela, a hero here in Chaparros country. He mentioned to me during the workouts in Peoria, Arizona, how balanced the team is. And I think more than anything is showing here.
Yeah.
The balance that they needed to establish has been established here early.
Towering pop up down the line. That ball was carried. Look at that ball carried to the warning track. Mercy. Did not hit the ball that hard, but that's how well they are flying tonight. Valley's out of there, but a big inning. Here in the 7th inning, a couple of runs on a couple of hits. 7th inning stretch time here in Mexico. 9-5 Mexico. So the pressure builds with a 4-run lead for Mexico as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. And Alex Liddy will lead it off. He is struck out and grounded out. Joaquim Soria comes on for Torres. Torres faced only 3. Gave up a walk, got a strikeout, but he got a ground ball double play.
So here comes the All-Star parade, starting with Soria. And hopefully they all behave like All-Stars to preserve this lead for Mexico. This is what Edgar Gonzalez is hoping for. As I mentioned earlier, all the talk throughout the tournament has been Mexico's deep pitching, and here we go.
Another workhorse for the Royals. 70 games, 4.05 ERA, which is actually up for him. 2-0 count. And Italy needs base runners on the fastball. Fouled straight back, and the count will go to 2-1.
Soria has become in the last couple of seasons a little more crafty on how he approaches hitters. He tries to finish them off because obviously the arm injuries have taken a toll on him. Stuff not the same, but certainly the ability to go out there and break down batters, it is.
Went upstairs with that. Liddy not real happy with himself. He felt that was under the strike zone, but he went after it and fouled it off. And the good scout even up 2 balls, 2 strikes. Is that ice cream? What are we looking at here? I better not eat that.
Ice cream mixed with cereal, some sprinkles, chocolate chips. You pick and break it.
2 ball, 2 strike count. And got him through the heat, up and away. And Liddy goes down, a strikeout victim, 1 away in the 7th inning.
Absolutely beautiful job by Joaquim Soria setting him up. And Liddy look for something eventually. And of course, all under the watchful eye of Fernando Valenzuela.
He likes that.
He liked how that ball ran. Cut. He tells pitching coach Rigo Beltran.
He's working the watch over there.
You think he's big here?
Retired number?
Huh?
Pretty good chance of that.
Statue outside the ballpark.
And he still throws the ball. Who threw out the ceremonial first pitch here in Mexico? Who would you expect?
Carlos Slim, one of them. And Fernando in the screwball.
Great hand, obviously, with Ivano.
That was slim security. You see that guy about 7'4"? Huh?
Yikes. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
You're talking about support from government,
Yeah.
local dignitaries, but to see a businessman worldwide known, globally known, like Carlos Slim make a presence here, tells a lot of the people here the support that exists throughout the country for this tournament.
No question about that. Yep, Mexico has gone all out to make this work. Their own federation, Major League Baseball, of course, deeply involved in it. But so is the community here surrounding Guadalajara. 2 ball, 1 strike count, 1 down. Butera the home run in the 5th inning, and he has been a strikeout victim. Joaquin Soria will catch the inside corner for a strike. And the count goes to 2-2. There is no matchup. I don't mean this negatively towards Italy, but when you compare the bullpens of Mexico and Italy, there's no comparison at all.
Proven in the fire, big leagues, pressure, playoffs. There's no way you can go one-on-one and see any of that happening throughout Italy.
It's a big advantage for Mexico. Good at bat. Got the hands, pulled him back in, and delivers a base hit. So 2 for 3 for Butera. He gets it with 1 down here in the 7th inning. They'll go to the bottom of the order.
There's a great sight, huh? Pops and son, Drew Butera and Sal Butera. What a feeling that must be.
Playing for Italy. It's great stuff that you live for right there.
You know, and Drew was limited by the at-bats in spring training, but he goes, I could have had 3 and I was coming. He's hit the ball well today.
Yes, he has. Cicchini goes after one located down and away. He's picked up a double. Was stranded in the 5th inning.
Strange swing there, and I don't know if he lost balance, still feels pain from
when he fell in the outfield.
But look at this swing here. See the back foot?
Yep. That ball put up in the air, right field. Verdugo is playing over there, will make the catch, and back to first base goes Butera. Verdugo started in center. He's moved to right. Roberson, who came on as a pinch runner, has come on to play in center field.
Oh, senor, versatility and how important it is in this setting.
Lepcha makes moves. So there are 2 away. Top of the order. Brandon Nimmo stands in 0 for 3. He has grounded out twice and flied out. Butera, the base runner, at first with 2 down. And Soria's delivery will be taken up high.
Well, Nimmo plays a huge part in their offense, and you mentioned the ability to get on base. Career in the minor leagues, 389 on base percentage, over 400 last year. So far, quiet, 0 for 3 tonight. They need him to be a spark for this offense.
They're trying right now, if you're Italy, to get that potential tying run to the plate in this ball game. Down by 4, being out hit 11-7.
Nimmo was quite happily to be joining Team Italy over in Arizona for a few days. He goes, hey, just break the monotony of spring training in Florida and to compete and learn and get better.
Taken for a strike.
And it's music to the ears of the Mets executives. And of course, his manager, Terry Collins, a guy that's this young, committed to play. But the mentality is to get better and to compete.
Mm-hmm. He's 10 for 21 this spring, by the way.
He's ready.
Sure sounds that way.
They need for that to show up here.
1-2 delivery, off-speed delivery, had to go up. Pounded it into the ground. Kiddos makes the play on it. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. So the bullpen really showing up now for Mexico. 9-5, Mexico on top. Well, this first game here in Mexico, we found out early there were going to be some home runs hit in this one. Estevaki Yaris leading it off. He drives one out, matched in the first inning by Enrioli. Mexico would come back from a tie game to take a 4-1 lead, only to have Italy respond with a big fourth inning. And despite all the home runs, it's now 9-5 in favor of Mexico, with the home run advantage going to Italy. Here's Tommy Lane. Left-hander's delivery will be taken inside, top of the 8th inning. Urias at the plate. Boy, here's a young player everybody is talking about. He came on to play shortstop in the last half inning. They can't say enough about the potential here.
Highly talented young man signed by the Padres, and Omar Minaya. And the strange thing on Urias is, you know, the Mexican teams really hold property of the young talent, but he was signed out of a showcase in the Dominican Republic. Very unusual for a Mexican player.
Lane delivers the off-speed delivery. Gonzalez hoping for another at-bat.
Luis Urias.
2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way, and that one will be fouled away. Eighth inning, time running out on Italy here in game one, round robin for all the WBC games. They're trying to put at least 2 wins up on the board. That gives you a real good chance of moving on to the second round. And it sure takes some of the heat off if you can win that first one. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Urias waiting on Lane. You give Urias the middle here defensively, and that one's going to bounce. So we'll take it full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Urias, good line drive hitter. Can put the ball in play, can drive the ball to the gaps. So recent at bat. He had against the Padres in exhibition baseball for pulling a ball foul hard. Stayed back next pitch and drove it to right center field.
It's going to get down to third. That is going to be a foul ball.
And those are the things that his manager, former infielder himself, Edgar Gonzalez, likes about the young man and the maturity that he has in understanding the game and making quick adjustments.
19 years old. Advanced A ball, AAA ball, California League. Had a big breakout in the campaign, time he spent there. He will foul that one back hard into the stands.
That's the adjustments I'm talking about. He just rolled over on a foul ball. And the reminder is, okay, even if you're a little bit late, stay honest, because lefties are going to try to get you to chase outside it. Even on a fastball, if you're late, that's just fine.
How about you, 19 years old, you're the youngest player on the roster in the California League A ball. You win the batting title and MVP.
And look at this.
Doing things like that. So he is on with a base hit.
Just gradually turn that at bat to his favor. Little by little.
It's the big smile down there at first base. Looks like he's about 50.
Yes, he does.
The baby face going, but not when he's at the plate or in the field. So that's 12 hits on the board for Mexico. They have out-hit Italy 12-7 so far in the ball game, and they get the leadoff man on base. Lane will look at Alex Verdugo. Verdugo will take a breaking ball that will miss inside. He's gone 2 for 4 in the ball game, a couple of singles, and he has scored a run. Quiros, who came out of the ball game, the leadoff batter for Urias, he had a home run and an RBI double. It was hit by a pitch and scored. So in that leadoff spot, they have generated between those 2 players now single, double homer, hit batter, and 2 runs scored.
Sal Fasano, the bench coach for Team Italy, understands the importance of right now controlling the running game. And that's why you see Lane going over a couple times.
That's going to be a base hit. Verdugo's got a single. Violi will play it in, holding the runner at second base. So Mexico threatening to put up some more as they get the first 2 on here in the 8th.
And this is exactly the way you want to design for Mexico this latter part of the game. Keep that pressure on Italy. Make him catch a baseball. I mean, they capitalized on 2 hit batsmen and a couple of walks. Costly error. And Verdugo, Dodger prospect, showing the ability to really spray the ball around here tonight. He's got a nice swing.
Of the 6 pitchers used tonight by Italy, 5 have been scored on. Only DeMarc, who worked only a third of an inning, was able to not have a run recorded against him, but he gave up a 2 RBI single.
It's not the formula you want to design.
No. Maestri, their starter, a couple of runs, 1 earned. Silva gave up 2. Guidetti gave up 3. Morris gave up 2. Then DeMarc, who got a final out in the inning. And now Lane trying to avoid joining that group who've given up runs.
For your offense to have a chance, even if you fall behind early in the games, you need some zeros, shutout innings out of your bullpen.
Laird will take the pitch. He's 0 for 4. A couple of ground ball outs, a strikeout, and a pop out. 2-0 count, nobody out here in the inning.
Well, Edgar Gonzalez told us this is game 7. That's the way he's going to treat it.
They have done that. Strike will be taken in the outside corner. He was taking on that pitch, and the count goes to 2-1. Gonzalez waiting on deck. Italy's got to have people ready to go. Romano, Nielsen, a couple of right-handers in the bullpen. And Tommy Lane will back off. Laird will step out. Mexico coming in over the years in the WBC 6-9. Ground ball down to third base, going to go for 2. Get the 1, quick relay over to first, and they will get the double play around the horn. Liddy to Descalso, Colabello moving up to third base. Arias, and now there are 2 down.
Some guys were leaving the field where Tommy Laird had to go, hey guys, stop, there's only 2 outs. What a great turn at second base by Descalso, hanging over the bag and knowing that runner is going to be bearing down on you on the bag, though. New rules, but look at him, loses balance, did not even see the throw get there.
Good hard slide.
Those only those
plays. Yep. So the shift will be put on again as Gonzalez will stand in. He's had an 0 for 4. 2 ground ball outs, 2 fly ball outs. Lefty on lefty. Tommy Lane looking to get out of this with Arias on at third base and fouled off the mask hard of Cervelli for a strike. 9-13-0 for Mexico. 5-7-1 for Italy. Cervelli shaking off a little of the dust on that one.
It's been a long night for him in many ways. He's gotten hit on the side of the neck. Now this one here.
Let's get the old cage on. Look out. Have it in. A lot of the catchers now use those formed hockey type masks. Others still stay with that cage like that, but there's a lot more protection inside that helmet than there used to be. And you see all that foam around the bottom of it, around his chin, cheeks, with all the concerns about concussions in every sport. Which is one of the things the umpires even have concerns about that. And if you watch all the major league games, in fact international league games, see where the umpire sets up. The umpire sets up on the inside corner of the batter, be it right or left, because they did studies and found that the fewest foul balls to hit an umpire come when you're in that position right there, when you're on the inside. If you go to the outside, you get hit more often, and you get hit more often if you're straight up with the catcher. So you'll see now all umpires are told you work the inside on the hitter.
The many ways in which you catch those tendencies and pass it on to improve the safety of the umpires.
Yes. 2 ball 2 strike count. A little shift for Gonzalez as they've had before. Look out. Almost picked off his runner at third base. Arias getting out of the way on the foul ball. You're 19 years old, for the love of heaven.
Absolutely thrilled to be on the field wearing Mexico's colors,
watching the man at the plate, Adrian Gonzalez.
Exactly.
2-2 delivery on the way. Gonzalez takes and got him. That was a real good pitch. So Lane is able to work his way out of it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Base runner left on at third. We will go to the bottom half of the 8th inning with Mexico on top, 9-5. Beautiful country of Mexico, 123 million, second largest in Latin America. A lot of great architecture here. Oldest city, capital, Mexico City. There's one of the new wonders of the world, the 7th, a pyramid named in 207. Here's the 8th wonder of the world, Sergio Romo.
Yes, he is. Banda before the game today said, well, he's now a Dodger. He goes, I don't like change, but I'm not afraid of change. And here it is. After so many years with the Giants, now wearing Dodger blue.
So full of energy. The life of a game. 0-1 count. See if Italy can get to him or not. They got the middle of the order. This is number 2. John Andreoli, who had a home run in the first inning. He has since struck out and grounded out. Romo, now 35 years old, makes his home in California. He's had some injuries in his career, but has rebounded, put up some big-time championship numbers. That one's going to go all the way to the screen.
The winner he is, and Romo took so seriously the opportunity to come represent Mexico that, of course, he didn't need it, but he pitched winter ball as late as the Caribbean Series. Signed with the Dodgers and quickly went home.
That bundle of energy shows up throughout the game. He is one of the most active pitchers on the mound as far as moving around. He's always in motion out there.
Oh, and he will throw that frisbee time after time and full hitters and keep you honest with just enough fastball.
Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way. A little bit out in front on that one. And that'll even the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Romo had as many as 38 saves for the Giants back in 2013 and a proven pitcher in postseason 2010, 2012, 2014, and 2016. Postseason experience for Sergio Romo.
5'11", 185 pounds. Not big, but so tough to get a bat on to barrel up. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Andreoli waiting on it. He'll foul that one away. Had to reach. Drives it back into the screen. 9-13-0 for Mexico. 5-7-1 for Italy. First game played in this pool. We'll have the second game with the other 2 teams coming up tomorrow night. Venezuela, Puerto Rico will be here. Mexico trying to go 1-0. You win 2, as we said, you got a real good chance of moving on. There are some tiebreaker rules we won't even try to get into until they matter. That is a strike on the inside corner. Romo celebrates it. Andreoli did not. So he gets the K, and he's had some before.
Oh, yes, he does. Big moment. Game 4 World Series. Miggy Cabrera frozen with a fastball, and the Giants did it again.
Romo, part of that big celebration. Here's Daniel Descalso. Descalso, a base hit and a couple of strikeouts. He has scored a run. He'll go to first base on that one. Gonzalez with the pitcher covering. Romo gets over, and they get the out. 2 down here in the 8th inning. Well, how's the bullpen doing? Since Gallardo left, Salas came on, gave up a run. Nuno, nothing. Torres, nothing. Soria, nothing. And Romo's got 2 outs.
And it's all setting up for their young closer, Roberto Osuna.
It's not fair.
Not easy. Saw Osuna here when we got to the ballpark around 3:15. He was already done with his conditioning.
Yeah. Second in at the plate. Home run, 4th inning. 1 for 3 in the game. Ground out, struck out in the other 2.
I sat next to Osuna on a flight down from Dallas here to Guadalajara. His mentality for a 22-year-old, setting up hitters, understanding how to pitch, not just with a fastball that he has, not being a thrower. He really says he thanks guys like Jose Bautista Edwin Encarnacion through the years, teaching him what it takes to be a successful big leaguer.
Yep.
And
he
he says
soaked it all in.
he has gotten more out of talking to batters to say, hey, this is what we will look for. So hopefully we'll see him here in action today.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Here in the 8th inning. Italy batting, down by 4. 1-1 pitch on the way and a big swing. He swung at the motion.
He's fun to watch. And he's got the unique music wherever he takes the mound at home. And that was San Francisco. Now it's going to be LA, but certainly here in Guadalajara. Fans so into it.
1 ball, 2 strike count with 2 down. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be way outside. The big sweeping delivery. Romo just showing that one off.
I think for Romo, of course, you know the slider's coming. He'll throw at different speeds. He'll grip the ball in different ways to make it come out of the hand differently. But in case he was tipping, he has the ability, and he'll do this, to put the ball in the glove and start shaking that glove.
Two-two pitch on the way, off the end of the bat. Center field. Roberson is out there, waits out, and puts it away.
And sometimes he doesn't shake, and nobody guesses right.
When you get a 1-2-3 inning, you're doing all the shaking you need right there. Mexico on top, 9-5. You're looking at 23-year-old Ontario, Canada native Jordan Romano of the Blue Jays on the pitch. And the first one to Amador is fouled away.
If there's ever a perfect Italian name, here it is. It's Romano.
Here are the numbers with A-ball Lansing, Blue Jays organization. As we said, just 23 years old. His connection that allows him to be pitching for Italy. Grandparents and his father were all born in Italy. Amador at the plate. Big power hitter, has delivered a homer, single. He has scored 3 times in this game. Hit by a pitch last time up and scored. Down the line, Souvenir way back there. This ballpark originally was opened as a track and field site for the 2011 Pan American Games, Guadalajara. And then in 2014, they restructured so that they could have Winter League Baseball here in this ballpark. The Charros who play here. And it seats between 15,000 16,000. They've got a real good house here tonight. It's a very pretty ballpark.
They know how to adjust things and make it so presentable and so inviting and cozy for the fans. The players love it. Modern.
Yep.
And certainly accommodating for this type of event.
Caught the outside corner and a strike called. And Amador is gone as Romano gets the strikeout. The thing they have talked about in the Blue Jays organization with Romano is that delivery. It can be very, as the term they use, violent at times. Trying to calm it down a little bit so he can control the baseball.
And in that, of course, what your concern is, can he repeat the delivery, thus be able to repeat spots and command and release point, all those things that go along with so many parts that are moving and going in so many different directions, is repeat that delivery so you're able to repeat quality pitches.
That's an unhittable pitch unless you have a very big paddle. Down and in.
And drop it and see where it catches.
Yep. Chris Roberson will get his first at bat. Came on as a pinch runner and scored in the 7th inning. So Roberson up here in the 9th inning. 1 down, nobody on. He'll put that one down the line and foul. It's kind of surprising. There's enormous territory, foul territory here. Down both right and left field. I would suspect there's not a major league ballpark today that has as much foul territory as this ballpark has.
The only park that comes close is the Oakland Coliseum.
Yep.
Which is a nightmare for the hitters, of course.
Defenses love these ballparks. Obviously, pitchers really love them because you get outs on pop-ups that in most places end up in the stands. And it just see how far it is from the line over to the seats.
Changes a lot of dynamics in backing off bases. Who covers where, how far you go, and which angles you take as a left fielder, as a third baseman, as a shortstop, and of course, also on the guys commanding the right side of the infield and the outfield.
Robertson is retired. I think he tipped that one into the glove. So Romano strikes out the first two. He's got heavy heat. He can go from 92 to 96 on his fastball, and he's got a real good secondary pitch, a slider. So he's got some stuff.
Yeah, we can see where he could be a very uncomfortable at bat.
Yeah, you don't want to dig in.
Exactly.
Take a look at that windup, and you wonder where the heck is that ball going to go?
You saw Cruz step out there quickly, right?
He didn't even plant a foot.
Like, wait a minute.
Luis Cruz, big night, 2 RBI double. Maybe the biggest hit of the ball game came in the 5th inning. He's walked it by a pitch and grounded out. Pulls away on that one. This is inside. 2 down, nobody on. We're in the 9th. Italy's down to their final 3 outs to work with in the ball game, trailing 9-5. They are the home team, even though this is Mexico. Put up in the air. Left center fielder over. Nimmo is there, and we'll put it away. Good job done by Romano as he retires the side in order. So what's left in the tank for Italy as they will go up against one of the best closers in the game in the bottom of the 9th. So the fans settle back in as we go to the bottom half of the 9th inning, game 1 in our pool here in Mexico. And they came well dressed, don't you think?
All eyes on this young man on the mound.
Osuna comes on to pitch. And Francisco Cervelli will hit against him. How about those numbers?
He's all-star caliber.
82 strikeouts, 74 innings, 2.88 ERA. That'll be there for a strike.
Well, for a young pitcher to have a great understanding about finishing off hitters, who he's facing, what the approach is just remarkable. 72 games last year for the Jays. It was 36 saves, and he's a strike thrower.
Oh, yeah. 22 years old. And the pitch is in there for a strike.
Just on first pitch strike efficiency, Osuna stands at 70%. League average, 60%.
Come up ready to swing.
Well, he's a fighter.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Cervelli 0 for 2 and a walk in the game. He'll take that fastball up and in.
And once in a while, he will vary that delivery and do a little double kick to throw off the hitter's timing. A little savvy there. Little youngster.
It's a lot of stuff to have taken in already for a 22-year-old.
No kidding.
Way over on the first base side of the rubber. 2-2 delivery on the way. And just missed. Hope to get the call. Cervelli started, stayed off at 3-2.
Here it is. Watch this. Sometimes a straight up. And sometimes a slight pause and a double kick.
3 ball, 2 strike count. Italy needs base runners here in the 9th inning. Cervelli's going to be one of them. So he hangs in there, gets the fastball that he was looking for. He's going to try for 2. Oh my gosh, you better make it. He is in with a double with his team down by 4 in the bottom of the 9th. Cervelli gets to second base and a leadoff double.
Quite risky play, but also Cervelli, a gritty player himself, knows about how deep outfielders are playing. And Gary, he decided the moment that ball crossed through the infield, he was going for 2, and here it is. He's not stopping.
No, he never even never looked back. And he gets in there. He'll come out of the ball game for a pinch runner. Sebastiano Poma will come on as the pinch runner for Cervelli. So Poma in the game. Galabello up, a home run, 4th inning. One of 4 homers hit by Italy in this ball game, but it has not been enough. That ball's put up in the air to left field. That one is going to be back near the wall, and that one is going to be off the wall. Very late start. Nobody covering second base. Ball gets dropped, but the runner will stay at third. Poma. A little sloppy on getting it back in, but you're not going to take any chances if you're Italy. Colabello drilled that one, and he's got a double.
And these were the youth inexperience really shows on the base runner Poma coming in.
He was tagging up.
That ball was absolutely tagged. And Colabello should have had the RBI. He thought it was out of here. And who blames him? But he went back to tag. The minute that outfielder turns his back, that means he's got no play. So there's one of those times where, yes, inexperience does show up here. And hopefully not very costly for Italy. But they should have been on the board there.
Yep. Well, they get back-to-back doubles to start the ninth inning off Osuna. Here's Alex Liddy. Liddy goes after one that falls off the table. Liddy's had an 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts, and a ground ball out. 8 hits now on the board for Italy. Out hit 13-8 in the ball game. Liddy will take that one away. Hey, they're one runner away from having the potential tying run at the plate.
Ideal conditions.
Nobody out. And Butera has had a home run in the ball game, waiting on deck. Here you 2 base runners. Poma and Colabello.
A 4-run lead here in this ballpark is not your 4-run lead at the additional.
Started again. These have been good at bats against Osuna here by these 3 hitters. Those are the kind of pitches a lot of hitters will go after because it's got that late break and it's got movement coming in hard. Tara going, give me a chance. Give me a chance. 2-1 pitch on the way. Another one that dives over the top on the swing. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
It's one of those young pitchers who at a very tender age has already had Tommy John surgery.
Who hasn't?
Came back throwing 95, 97.
Yeah.
Very true point.
2-2 delivery on the way. Ground ball is fair. That hit the line. That's a fair ball. That's going to score 2 runs. Liddy's on his way to second base. He's got a double. And with nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th inning, the first 3 have reached for Italy. And they have made this a 9-7 game.
And the energy is quite obvious here as this team has the ability to get on the board quickly as they did in that 4th inning. And putting together, as you mentioned, Gary, some good at-bats against an all-star caliber closer. And they have spoiled some good pitches, but also they've hit some good pitches like this one here. And a great job by Liddy, who was 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts coming into this at-bat.
Wow. Well, how about this? Potential tying run is coming to the plate. There's nobody out. And Mexico's sending some people down to the bullpen who didn't think they were going to have to go there.
Keep in mind, there's not a time now where you're going to be overextending somebody like Roberto Osuna.
Exactly.
Yep. It's who you have on reserve that when this situation came up, you were saving, and it looks like it's Oliver Bettis.
Rigoberto Beltran, pitching coach. Runner at second base, nobody out, 9-7. Italy now down by 2. As Liddy comes through with a big double, it stayed right on the line at third base. Here's Butera. Butera takes the pitch for a strike. Some of the folks who had started to head towards the exit have turned around and come back, as this one is not over. And an 0-1 count. Butera, the home run in the 5th inning, a single in the 7th, struck out in the 3rd. Butera goes after high heat, looking for another dinger right there.
High heat is right. Well located above the hands. And we saw Butera get on top of a fastball with his home run against Salas back in the 5th inning.
Italy's already come from a 3-run deficit earlier in the ball game. And that'll be fouled back upstairs.
Once again, Osuna trying to vary now his delivery again to offset the timing of the hitters.
Oh, 2 the count. Little ground ball. Runners going. Play's going to be bobbled. He wanted to go to third instead of looking for the out. Urias picked his head up and looked at third base. Cruz looked at third base. Oh my gosh.
That's a lot of pressure, and a veteran player trying to do way too much and staying away from the little things. And it's starting with the baseball and getting what would be your best shot at getting the out, the guy at first base. It's a tough play to make coming in, regardless if there's people on base or not. But then you're distracted by the runner going past you and thinking, I want to get him. But that's still, you make that play cleanly, you field it cleanly, it's still a tough throw to try to get him out at third base and throw behind his back.
Wow. Pitch down low. First and third, still nobody out. The first 4 have reached on 3 doubles and an error. And Italy is right back in this ball game when it looked like it was over. Now, of course, looking for that ground ball double play. Osuna's going to miss up high, and he falls behind 2-0.
Keep in mind, this is after zeros from Nuno, from Torres, from Soria, and from Romo out of that Mexican bullpen.
Orlando Salas, the only reliever to give up a run prior to this inning out of the bullpen for Mexico. 2-0 delivery on the way, and that's a strike. High strike called. Quick turn to the head on that one, as he did not think that was in there.
Yeah, it's a breaking ball that perhaps did not do what it was supposed to, but at least it found the zone upstairs. And at times he's overthrown that pitch here a couple of times just so far this inning. Stays flat.
McGee at the plate. He will take the pitch for a strike. First at bat for McGee in the ball game. He came on to play defensively. What a big moment for him to enter the ball game. Andrew McGee. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Osuna with runners at the corners. 2-2 delivery, check swing souvenir.
Oh, we knew they were resilient.
Who'd have thought?
And feisty. And as advertised, they're fighting all the way to the end.
They certainly have quieted a crowd that was already starting to celebrate.
Yeah. This team is the reflection of the personality of the one man that leads them, the Marco Mazzieri.
Yeah. Alex Liddy was saying to me before the game, I wish you could hear our manager's pep talk. He said you wouldn't believe what he does for us. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Big time cut. That was a pitch he had guessed right on and fouls it back.
You're absolutely right. I was thinking fastball all the way, 2-seamer that just beat him just a tad.
McGee in the Dodgers organization, 27 years old. AA, AAA. Last year hit .289.
Just looking here to pick the ball and play.
McGee, a little roller down to third, and that will be foul.
Because you're Team Italy, you're going, that guy at third base, we have to get him in somehow and continue to give ourselves a chance. By contact, you allow yourself a better chance to get that runner in.
Yep. Pretty intense, huh?
Got pretty quiet, some faces of concern around the Mexican fans here.
What a great opening game here in Mexico.
Concern to me is the 23 pitches Osuna has already made.
Really didn't want to go over that 20 mark.
Nope.
Any reliever who goes by 21 is generally in trouble, no matter how good you are. Just don't throw that much. 2-2 delivery and up high. So a full count, 3-2. Liddy's the runner at third base. Butera over at first. 2 runs are in, and 3 doubles and an error. Nick Pinto, third base coach, keeping him alive. Set up, down and away. 3-2 delivery. He waited on that and somehow was able to get the bat around to foul it off. I'm running out of coffee.
You waited with the idea. You drank mine too, so
I did drink yours.
You talk about waiting. He's waiting on the idea that yes, at any given time, Osuna can drop me the off speed or the slider.
Yeah.
And the slider has been thrown way too hard. Command has been an issue here.
3-2 delivery on the way again. Oh my Lord, how about this? He walked him, and the bases are loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Now he's 1 ground ball away from getting himself out of this jam, but Italy's 1 hit away from tying this game up.
It's way too many pitches, hard-fought pitches, and all because of the grinding team like Team Italy.
And we will have the meeting at the mound. Edgar Gonzalez, the change he did not want to make. 9-7, bottom of the 9th. Mexico up by 2. I believe Oliver Perez was in the dugout at the start of this inning. When Osuna got in trouble, he ran down to the bullpen. Here he is.
He knew. He was the assigned guy. Said, hey, if Osuna gets into trouble, too many pitches, runs being scored against him, you are the guy. The most experienced pitcher they have in international play right here.
35-year-old veteran. The bases are loaded, bottom of the 9th. Italy down by 2. There's nobody out.
And it's up to Nimmo.
Nimmo, the leadoff batter, and a check swing went around on it. Lefty on lefty. For Osuna, in 140 major league games, there'd been only 1 in which he had given up 3 extra base hits in an inning. 1. He gave up 3 doubles here in the bottom of the 9th inning of this game. 0-1 the count. Fouls that one off, got jammed. Good pitch.
Well, good point. You can't say it enough how many surprises do occur under these situations and in this tournament. It has happened since day 1 in 2006.
And as he said before the game, the manager, Gonzalez, Game 7 World Series, you do have to treat these games that way, and the players do, because you don't have any room. You got to win right now. So the games get played like that. You can't just say, all right, 3 more outs, we'll get them tomorrow.
There's a ton of pressure on Team Mexico here playing.
Yeah.
Remember, they're the team that had to qualify to get back into this tournament.
They had a 3-run lead, lost it. Had a 4-run lead, that's down to 2. And haven't recorded an out in the 9th inning. Nimmo waiting on it. Fans wanted to call, don't get it.
Gonzalez for sure wanted it. And here's the way Nimmo took that pitch. A lot of good framing job as that's too much movement with the glove, and the umpire sees that, and it only tells him one thing.
You had to move it.
Yes. There's a reason why you had to move it.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Nimmo waiting, and he gets one into the air, right field, and a diving catch. He dropped it. He dropped it. Only 1 run will score. Ball gets away in the infield. He had it in the glove. Verdugo had it, and when he went down to the ground, lost it. A run is scored. It is 9-8, and there's still nobody out.
Right within grasp. And Nimmo, thankful for that last year in the big leagues against left-hander. He held his own 2 for 7. But here's a play again. Stretch to his right. He's got it right at the tip. And when he lands, the ball pops out. And in all of this, let's not ignore the good base running plays and the communication from the coaches from Italy on their base runners.
Wow, a one-run game. Remember, Italy's the home team. This is the bottom of the ninth. 2 runs, this game's over.
Just like that.
They win. Sacks remain full. They're going to credit him with a base hit. Nimmo gets a single and an RBI. Infield is in, and a strike taken. Hit number 11 picked up for Italy. 2 RBIs, and Alex Liddy's double in this inning. The RBI, Nimmo's single. Infield will go to the plate. Butera is the lead runner at third base. Of course, what happens here, a hard hit ground ball goes through.
Advantage hitter on this turf. And for a guy that showed a great approach in that first inning, going right center field with some power. You gotta like this matchup as a hitter.
John Andrioli waiting on it. Andrioli's going to get one off the glove and rolls into right field. There's 1 run. Here comes the second. The throw to the plate. Not in time. Italy has won. In the bottom of the 9th inning, trailing by 4. Italy comes back with Mexico not recording an out in the bottom of the 9th. And Italy has upset Mexico 10-9.
And that is why this team, throughout the last tournament, knew and believed they had taken some great steps all the way, Gary, and saying we can build up the last stage, even our mistakes. But look at this. They grinded, they fought, they're resilient. They put together some great at-bats against an all-star caliber closer. And to many fans saying, wait a minute, it's over?
Wow.
Yes, just like that. And we kept saying time and time again, keep in mind, Italy is the home team, and you can see how quiet it got here very quickly.
What an upset for Italy. Unbelievable. They did this in 2013. They upset this team from Mexico. They have done it again now in the first game of this pool's play, and have done it without the better team. I mean, honestly, especially the bullpen. This was supposed to be, and is, Mexico's strength. They beat Mexico's strength. They beat their bullpen.
And quite aware of what they needed to do and making sure at-bats were not wasted. They put a tremendous charge on every hittable pitch. Every pitch they could get to and hit hard, they did. And the pressure was on Mexico the entire time. The big error at shortstop by Cruz.
Yeah. How about we've had the error by Cruz because he wanted to go to third base, looked up, bobbled the ball, didn't get any out. Right field, catch could have been made, falls out of the glove, goes in, run scores. Then the final play of the game, a ball off the glove at second base. I mean, that's how close this game was.
And I admire Brandon Nimmo putting together on what have been a very long night for him offensively, his best at bat against a left-hander with so much major league experience and Alvaro Perez, and just finding the way to make contact, hit the ball hard, and continue that inning and prolong it. So Marco Mazzieri, as he told us, he believes in the team. They came so close last time to beating the Dominican, to beating Puerto Rico, and he said we can build off of this. And just the way everything was set up by Cervelli taking that extra base and starting everything with that double.
And we talked about the drawn-in infield. If he's playing back, the ball gets played. Now there'll be an out recorded and a run will score, but there won't be 2 runs scoring to end the game on that ball. But because he was playing in, the ball rolls off his glove into shallow right field. He can't make a clean play. It's a base hit.
And it's so tough as an infielder to play angles. And Andrioli knew. I mean, I was talking about his approach in that first inning when he hit the long home run, but to see him continue on the same approach with against the lefty, use the other part of the field, stay inside, and I mean, talk about making adjustments on the fly and knowing what the situation calls for. They did it all in this one inning.
They got 5 runs, 5 hits, and an error here in the 9th inning, and not a single out was recorded, and they sent 7 men to the plate. You will rarely see
Admirable.
an inning like that.
Admirable job.
Breathe on, folks. This is what the World Baseball Classic is all about.
Yes, it is.
These kinds of games. And a magnificent beginning to the Pool D play that opened up with all the pageantry you could want. Romo did a little dance. The fans from Mexico were here and excited. Their team got a 3-run lead earlier in the ball game. Went to the 9th inning with a 4-run lead. And then all of a sudden, Italy came on in the bottom of the 9th and gets a 10-9 win. Romano will get the win. Osuna will take the loss. Italy's 1-0. Mexico's 0-1. Venezuela, Puerto Rico will play tomorrow night in Game 2 in this pool. Jose Mota, Gary Thorne to do a do.